The number one reason most people do not get what they want in their life is because they don't know what they want. That is one of the lessons that we got from our own mentor from the Millionaire Mind Intensive, and that's T. Harv Eker. Good evening to you. And if you agree with that statement, or if you want to share to us your takeaway from that statement, please put them in the comment section. And good evening. Once again, we are live here at Manifest Master Inspire. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I could see that we already have so many comments coming in. And I believe it is because of our special guest tonight. Good evening to everyone. My name is Joanna Lazaro. I am the CEO and co-owner of Laurus Enterprises. And I am so honored to welcome all of you from my home to your home. I am sending you positivity, love, inner peace, especially right now that it's already Holy Wednesday, right? There's so much to contemplate. There's so much to think about because we have 4 days from tomorrow, Monday, Thursday, yes, until Easter Sunday. All right. And I hope that you are comfortable. And I hope that you are going to enjoy tonight because truly we have prepared a very special evening for all of you. You are going to go to your vacation, of course, at your home, with so much insights coming from this lovely lady who we invited to be part of the show tonight. And before I proceed, please help me welcome first. Let us all welcome my mentor, my friend, my business partner, Mr. Jerome San.
Hi, good evening, Joanna, and good evening to everyone. Yeah.
Hi, Jerome. Good
Hi.
evening.
Good evening. Holy Week pala this week, no?
Yes, Holy Wednesday tonight.
Holy Wednesday. Yeah, it's been a
Yes.
year. Back to ECQ.
Yeah, second round, right?
Second
Who would have
round. Pero
thought?
yeah, pero parang nothing changed pa rin. Still the same. But I felt like this time we are more prepared kasi na-practice na tayo for 1 whole year. So
Yes.
online shopping, food, everything. So online courses and everything. So I think we're much prepared right now. So
I
in a
believe
way,
so.
it's good.
Yeah. I agree with you, Jerome. Kasi 'di ba, as we always say here and even in our previous cash flow events when we're still doing it live,
Mhm.
practice makes permanent. The more you do things, the more you become an
Permanent
expert.
to it. Tama.
Ayan.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
Jerome, before we continue with our
Mhm.
show tonight,
Yes.
to all our viewers, maraming salamat po. Later on, we are going to acknowledge all the comments and all these people. Maraming salamat for being so engaged right now. But please allow us, give us an opportunity to greet our very special friend, one of the pillars of our enterprises, an amazing woman, and she's definitely one of the persons, Jerome, na I go to in terms of calculations, of math, of Excel, all these financial statements that we are getting. If hindi niya yan na-check, and also together with Angie, hindi talaga ako magiging kampante at all. And for you, Jeverly Ochia, Aurelio, my girl, the Miss CPA of Laurus Enterprises and the Chief Financial Officer of Laurus Enterprises. Happy birthday to you, girl. Happy birthday to you. Ooh, happy birthday. Talagang kumanta ko, no? Happy birthday, girl. It is so unfortunate na hindi natin masicelebrate yung birthday mo, which is tomorrow, April 1st. But please know that we are celebrating with you. Hindi man tayo pinapayagang mag-celebrate because of the ECQ. We are with you, girl. We love you so much. And I we highly appreciate everything that you are doing for Laurus Enterprises kasi isa ka dun sa pillars ni Laurus eh. Kumbaga, yung 4 na kanto ni Laurus, pag nawala ka, nawala si Jerome, nawala si Angie, or ako, mabubuwal talaga si Laurus Enterprises. And maraming salamat, girl, for all the wonderful moments that we have shared together. Yan, we love you, girl. Happy birthday to you. Jerome, naka-silent ka. Ay, mute.
Okay. Yun. Interesting thing, birthday ni Jev is April 1, birthday ng husband niya is April 2. Yun. So,
Yes.
typical celebration. Oo, 2 days sabay. Yun.
Sabay, yan.
Sabay.
Yan. So, happy birthday to you, Jeff. Happy birthday to you, Uncle Raya. Hindi ko po siya uncle, pero piruan po namin yan. Kumbaga, parang that's how we call each other lang. So, maraming salamat for the friendship and for all the love that you guys are giving to us, especially sa Laurus Enterprises. And Jerome,
Yes.
yan. Let us greet some of our friends muna before we continue. Maraming salamat and welcome to our show. If this is your first time tuning into Manifest Master Inspired, thank you so much to you, Jasper, G, Christian, RB, Juana, Maria Angelica, D, Raven, Juana, Cham. Hi, Cham from Iloilo. Rafael. Of course, Angie San, one of the pillars of also of Laurus. Jenny Edanyo, Justin, Carmela, Jessica, Between, Mark Mancilia. Hi,
Mark.
We were just talking
Sobrang long time no see.
Sobra. Mark, you will be in this show soon. Hindi ka namin patatakasin, okay?
Okay.
Mark that in your calendar.
Nakalista ka na, Mark.
To call you soon. And of course, Jico, Bo, hello, welcome. Faith, Sweden, Mark, Jennifer, Romel, Juana. Grabe ang wisdom niya ni Nikki. Super fan ako niyan. Hello to you, Bo. Mark, hello. Mark Kudia, Chrissy, Jericho, Mary Grace. Sabi ni Mark, ha. Mark, hindi kami nagbibiro. Totoo yun, ha? Ace Ramos, Mia, Lady Lynn, tama. Rose, Ronnie. Hello to you, Rochelle, Pierre, Krista, Charmaine, Master JP, who is going to be with
Master
us
JP. Next week.
Thank you so much for tuning in, Master.
JP.
Hi ka, Patricia. Maraming salamat for tuning in and for being. Sabi kasi niya kanina, dinala niya talaga, dadalhin niya yung buong kulto niya.
Okay.
And true enough, the whole cult is here. And thank you so much. We appreciate, guys. You are so engaged. We appreciate the positivity and the love that you are showing us right now at this very moment. So, Jerome, since most of them, marami sa kanila, bago lang dito sa show natin, can you please let us know or let everybody know what Manifest Master Inspire is all about?
Sure. Thank you, Joanna. What M.M.I Manifest Master Inspire is all about, because Laurus Enterprises, since nag-start ng pandemic, and we got into ECQ before, last year, March, Laurus Enterprises, we postponed all our live events because we're into live events. So, but we still want to continue to provide value for people. So that's why we decided to do this, what we call Manifest Master Inspire, where we invite guests who manifest their dream, master their work, and inspire their world. These are the people who are crushing it, who are doing, mastering their craft, and helping other people to also become, what do you call this?
Influencers on their own.
Yes, influencer. Na mahanap din yung nila, yung craft nila.
Purpose.
Purpose. Yes. Yun. So that's why we decided to do this show. So we've been interviewing since this is season 4 na, since last year. I forgot when. Parang dami ng episode. Yeah.
Yes.
So hope you stay, enjoy, and learn, because we have a huge surprise for you tonight that you're gonna learn so much from our guests.
True. Yeah. In fact, Jerome, ito po, for our regular viewers, also, if you are new here, we always prepare questions for our guests. So for tonight, since kasi kanina po, we already met with her and we were having a conversation. So yung original po na 1,497 questions that we prepared just for her, naging 3,899 na po. Ganon kadami yung
Dumami.
ganon kadami yung nadagdag na questions, Jerome. Kasi she
Uh-huh.
is just bursting with
Yes.
so much experience and wisdom on her belt. Grabe,
Mhm.
diba? So nakakatuwa po. Please stay tuned until tonight and we hope that you're ready. Wag po kayong magutom, prepare your food kasi po, be ready na mag-overtime po tayo kasi sobrang dami po talaga namin gustong itanong. And I guarantee you that all the questions we're going to ask from her
Mhm.
will benefit you. All right?
Yeah.
And just to before we start calling her in, please allow me to share this to all our viewers. So you're already doing it to our online audience. Maraming salamat po for engaging with us through the comment section. And if you haven't done so, please provide StreamYard the permission to display your name because we are using StreamYard. And if you haven't done so, this is being held or this the host for this Manifest Masya Inspire is Laurus Enterprises, Jerome and I. And please like and follow our page. You can look for Laurus Enterprises or at Laurus PH from your browser. And I guarantee you that aside from the episode tonight po, you are going to pick up a lot of wonderful information from our previous guests. And also since last year po, we have been doing a lot of interviews. We have actually talked to so many game changers in our industry. In fact po, even international speakers and trainers po, na-guest na po namin dito sa Laurus Enterprises. So, I guarantee you na once you start following Laurus Enterprises, you are going to pick up tons, golden nuggets of wisdom from everybody. And we are going to provide, if you have your own questions to our guests, please feel free to put them in the comment section and we will try to squeeze them in all throughout the duration po ng conversation natin with her. We're hoping to finish by 8:30 but if not naman po, we're ready to extend until 9 o'clock. Pero sabi nga po namin sa guest namin kanina, baka abutin po tayo ng 12:00 ng gabi hanggang mamaya. So we hope our dear viewers, handa rin po kayo to stay with us until 12 midnight. But I guarantee you naman po na marami kayong matututunan and mabubusog po kasi parang yung if you're looking for something in your life in terms of purpose, in terms of passion, in terms of finances and all of this, eto na po yun. Eto na po yung gawin ninyong dinner for tonight, all right? And since we are in the Philippines and we have the best, I always say that, the best internet providers in the whole wide world, there will be tendencies po na baka mawala po kami online, me or Jerome or even our guests because of the internet connection. But stay with us po and we guarantee you na babalik naman po kami kaagad the soonest that we could. All right? And then, yeah, just keep on engaging with us, share to us your questions, especially your key takeaways from everything that our guest is going to provide to us tonight. So I think we're ready. And Jerome,
Mhm.
kindly share to us some information about our special guest.
Yes, with pleasure. Okay, our guest for tonight, she's known as the Nomad Finance Girl or NFG. Our guest has over 12 years. She has over 12 years of experience in trading at the financial market, both as a retail forex trader and a licensed institutional commodity trader. After serving foreign brokers as the head of the fundamental floor for 2 years, NFG shifted her focus to heading her team to more than 100 licensed financial advisor, managing her portfolio of arts and real estate investment, and running 9 business under her belt. She recently launched LA-NFG Book Publishing, which stands for Leo Advantage Nomad Finance Girl Publishing House, the first of its kind venture capital firm that focuses on investing in books, authors, and creators from licensing to publishing to printing to marketing. Her book, just recently launched, How to YOLO Wisely, was released on March 11, 2021. All initial 500 copies has been sold out in just 2 weeks before launching. She currently has 111,000 plus readers on Facebook and 30,000 plus followers on Instagram and 5,000 plus group members and more than grabe nga eh, and more than 100 NFG scholars. So I'm really excited tonight for our guests. Sobrang speechless ako. Really,
Yes.
really proud of her. So please help us welcome Miss Nikki Jurado.
Ayan. Hi! Hi, everyone!
Hi, Nikki.
Nandito na rin. Hello!
Good
Grabe.
evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Hello, 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 everyone. Sana masarap ulam nyo.
Nikki,
Ayan.
I was
Yeah.
telling our audience if ready na ba sila na maki-dinner with us. Pero ikaw ba, prepared ka ba na abutin tayo ng 12 midnight kung sakasakali?
Ay, natakot nga ako sa 3,000 something questions. Ito pa nag-comment, diba? Hindi pa tayo nagsisimula. Sabi sa'yo, makukulit tong mga to eh.
Yes, and we're loving the energy. Nakakatuwa
course.
that we are this so engaged with us right now. And before we start, Nikki, we just want to thank you for being with us tonight. We really appreciate your time. Kasi for our audience po, hindi nyo lang po nalalaman, ilang beses po namin na-move yung schedule ni Nikki. Originally po, sometime in April po yan. And then, na-move earlier until ito na nga po tonight. And the good thing about it is that Nikki has always say yes to all the dates that we presented to her. So thank you so much,
Thank
Nikki.
you din. Siyempre, hindi ko
Yeah,
pa
you're
pala
so generous.
Salamat. Thank you, everyone.
This is
Give.
really a huge privilege for us, Nikki, that you are here with Jerome and I, and that you are so willing to answer the 3,890 questions we prepared for you.
Handa na ako dyan. G.
Yes. I hope you have water with you, Nikki.
Meron na ako. Isang balda na ako dito. Buong gabi tayo, guys, ha? Walang iiwan, walang aalis.
Walang aalis until the end. Yan. Tapos, Jerome, honestly
Yes.
kasi parang usually sabi nga ni Nikki last time kasi she watched us, medyo formal yung ayos natin.
Okay.
Tapos mas naging casual tayo. So sabi ko kasi, Nikki is a millennial. She's just 29 years old. And of course, most of her followers are millennials too. Kaya sabi ko, magpaka-feeling millennial din tayo ngayon. So, i-drop ko muna yung long
Hindi ko alam yun na. Dapat nag-t-shirt pala ako.
Jerome, you're always a millennial naman in our eyes. So don't worry.
Yes.
Ayan. So, Nikki, let's get started with our first question out of the 3,899. Let's fire it, Jerome.
Okay, question number 1 out of 3,000 plus. Okay. You're widely known as the online Nomad Finance Girl who had built a follower more than 100,000 plus readers and continue to grow as we speak. Now, you're also like an entrepreneur, a trader, halos lahat na. I'm just curious, how did you start your journey? I know you started your journey at a very, very young age. So can you tell us your story?
Nako, ito na. Ito na yung mga maala MMK na. No, really, I started early, super early. You know, people say na parang I wish nung age mo, get rin ako. But really, sa totoo lang, it wasn't so much of a privilege back then because when I was 11, I was kind of forced into it. I come from a family of lawyers. Even my surname nga, di ba, Jurado. It's crazy. Parang walang kawala talaga. Tapos sa amin, if hindi ka abogado, you really have to make it out there. You really have to prove your worth. Kasi pag hindi ka lawyer, medyo wala kang support. Ganon. Ganon ang sistema. That's why I really had to learn it my way and I was placed in a situation where I had no choice. Okay, wala ka ng parang wala ka ng ibabagsak pa. So, ang kailangan mo na lang talaga is to move forward to learn. So, kinakwento ko nga earlier, I was placed in this opportunity to work for my first ever mentor who, she passed away in 2018. I called her VMC. She was my first ever. She's a Filipino-Chinese business owner. And siya, if you are familiar with Tutuban Mall, yung mga ganon, 168, diba? Ginawa niya akong kahera sa ganon. So ako, na hindi magaling sa math, talagang yung calculator lang. But the big opportunity that I got there was, lahat kasi ng ng clients niya or customers niya are also business owners. If you're familiar, if you have friends or if you are a Chinese business owner, ang culture nila, I noticed this, and I also learned this from them, is hanggang pwede nilang hindi ipasa yung trabaho sa iba, silang gagawa. Yun yung notice ko. So I was really talking with these people every single day. And probably dahil bata ako, Kaya hindi nila ako seryoso or sinasagot nila yung mga tanong ko kasi nga bata ako eh. So,
Mm-mm.
it kasi medyo mga 2 hours to box up yung mga orders nila. We were selling phone parts back then. So, if
Mm.
naalala nyo, patingin sa comments yung mga nakaabot ng 5110, 3210.
Nokia.
Nikki, present.
Ako ganda ng 5110 ha, kasi kahit ibagsak mo yan, buhay na buhay pa.
Oo. At saka when it was
Diba?
first release, ang mahal talaga niya.
Tapos di mo kailangan
Talagang
i-charge.
malaki mo. Yeah.
Di mo i-charge yun. 3 araw yun buhay, kahit 1 linggo, di ba? Ganon. Selling phone parts. Nang ganon. And I was just asking them questions. Questions like, paano po yumaman? Paano po magnegosyo? Kasi habang hinihintay yung orders nila, ako naman, they really answer me because yun nga, bata eh. So parang, and they would answer me in a way that I would understand. Kaya naiintindihan ko. And that's how I learned how to borrow money. So ang una kong inutangan, yung mentor ko back then, si VMC, so sabi ko, pairam ng 60,000 pesos. Yung panahon kasi yun, malaki yun yung 60K, di ba?
At 11 years old, Nikki?
Yes. 60K was huge, di ba? And ang sabi niya sa akin, hindi kita basta-basta papahiram. Gawan mo ko ng business plan. And that's how I learned. Ako, what's a business plan? So, I did what yung alam kong gawin. I asked questions. So, if you're gonna pick up something from this, that would be our first lesson. Don't be afraid to ask. Okay? Your mentors are everywhere. Just ask questions. Nagtanong lang ako, paano po gumawa ng business plan? Ganon. Tapos, I remember, ang tanong pabalik sa akin is, para saan? Ano bang kailangan mo? Sabi ko, kailangan ko po umutang. Kailangan ko raw ng business plan. And then, ang sabi sa akin, akong ganon, kailangan ipakita mo kung paano mo maibabalik yung 60K. And that's how we created the business plan. So, fortunately, I got the 60K. And then, if you're familiar with Santa Lucia, the mall in Rizal, di ba? Kasama doon yung stall. So, very Green Hills style of shops. And this was the time na I ventured into gaming consoles. So, if you can remember, chat box, ano tayo, paugaan ng ng edad. So, if you can remember, PS1, tapos ng panahon yun, you can still pirate yung PS1 games. Kaya bumili ako ng maraming CD burner para pirate ko. And then, binibenta ko siya, nire-resell ko, and then Dance Revo, those things. And then, sila rin yung nagturo sa akin na kailangan palaguin yung money. So, every time I get profit from those businesses, hindi ko kinikip or I save a little, pero ang purpose talaga niya is to venture into another business para lumaki na lumaki. So, the lesson I got there, 3 bagay. Number 1 is I was 11. So, legally, hindi pa ako talaga pwede magkaroon ng business. I had to find a partner. So, a partner who was mas matanda sa akin. Ang kinuha ko, yung technician namin. So, business partner ko, because at that time, he was 19. Sabi ko, perfect, pwede na to. 19. So, find your partner, people you can trust, people na hindi ka tatakbuhan ng pera. And what I learned throughout the years ay people na same ng values mo. Very, very important. The other one is yun nga, yung pera talagang, you don't just get money and just keep it tas one time na siya. Kailangan, babato mo siya to make more money for you in another way. And lastly, of course, yun nga, is to keep on learning, never stop learning. So I think that's where M.M.I comes na into my life. Tas yun, from there, ang dami ng negosyo, sunod-sunod na from there. That's how I started. Grabe na.
Kaya pala, Nikki, nagmukha ka Chinese na. Mukha ka ng Chinese.
Sila kasing kasama ko lagi dati. Kaya yun. But you learn a lot from them. Ibang culture nila talaga.
Yeah. Pero, ano tawag mo dun, Jerome? Na-amaze ako sobra. My brain was trying to process the whole story of how you started. Pero one of the takeaways that the biggest takeaway that I probably had with what you just shared, Nikki, is that at a very young age, you were already able to establish your integrity to people who are more mature than you.
Mhm.
right? Para, and for you to be so, ano ba, courageous to borrow 60,000 pesos. Parang ako 11 years old, parang 100 pesos nga yata, hindi pa ako makahirit sa nanay ko or kung kanino man eh. Pero ikaw, for 60,000, what do you think is the reason, Nikki, that even though at a very young age, people were trusting you, people were so generous with you, that they want to that they were encouraging you with all your questions, with what you were doing back then.
Okay, alam niyo kasi believer talaga ako na environment plays a huge role. Kasi back then, syempre nung bata ako, I thought it was normal. Parang akala ko, it was really the way to do things.
Uh-huh.
Ngayon ko lang na-realize nung 20s na ako na hindi pala normal yun. Parang there's something wrong with that pala. Oo. Kasi I saw a comment nga sana na-enjoy mo yung childhood mo. Kasi really, right now, ngayon lang ako nag-enjoy fully. Like, I get what I want, I do what I want. But back then, I thought it was normal, but in a good way because, I was surrounded by many business people. And I think naaliw lang sila. Kasi ako ngayon, kung may batang magtatanong sa akin about business, maaliw ako. Parang, ang cute. So, so support ko rin siya. Hindi ko naman iisip sa seryosohin niya. But because of my own experience, right now, yung pamangkin ko, she's 7 years old. So, when she asks me questions, siniseryoso ko. Kasi inisip ko, nung bata nga ako, siniseryoso ko yung mga sinasabi sa akin ng adults. So, yun, that I think my environment played a huge role. They did not treat me like a kid. And I thought it was totally normal. No one talked to me like I was a kid. And back then, nahirapan ako. Pero ngayon, na-appreciate ko siya. I don't have kids yet. But definitely, I can't, hindi ko naman pwedeng masabi to in stone kasi I feel things can change. But in the future, if I were to, I was gonna say mentor my child. Teach my child, di ba? Parang, papayagan ko siya to go through the same process and just give that kind of support because environment really plays a huge role. So, yun talaga, for me, malaking factor yun. Kaya siya nag-start.
Yeah, I have a question, Nikki. At that moment, you were 11 years old, and you asked them this question, paano yumaman? What drives you to ask them that question? Kasi I mean, for a young person, that's parang, hindi ko ma-imagine 11 years old kasi ako nagba-Barbie pa eh. So,
Barbie talaga, Jero.
oh. Wala eh, kinuha si Ken eh. Mas mahal si Ken, mas mura si Barbie.
Talaga?
Mas maraming damit si Barbie kaysa kay Ken. So, Barbie na lang. Okay. Yeah, so what drives you to ask yung question na yun? At that time, what's going on in your mind?
Cashier ako, so ang hawak ko calculator, di ba? And looking back, very generous pala sa akin yung boss ko kasi she was giving me 100 pesos plus food. Malaki yon ng panahon yun. Malaki siya. So, feeling ko nga pa-allowance niya talaga sa akin yun eh. So, kino-compute ko na, okay, nag-work ako doon, not 8 hours. I was working 6 hours only. So, dinidivide ko na, 100 divided by 6, I'm earning this much per hour. Tapos, in my head, ang liit naman. Kasi wala akong mapag-comparean. But I didn't know it was huge. So sabi ko, ang liit naman, ano ba mabibili ko dito? And that was the time that I was eating fish balls every day. Yung friends ko, yung mga bata sa Quiapo. Yung mga patakbo talaga sa Quiapo. Tapos, niloloko nga nila ako ngayon. Buti hindi ka na-kidnap kasi ikaw lang yung maputi sa Quiapo. Sabi sa'yo. Ganon. So, I was learning their language. Like, wow, this is how people talk. So, ginagaya ko talaga sila. Now, these were my first mentors. And that's when and those kids, kasi alam na natin eh, kung ano sila right now. Some of them are still my friends. But, ang naririnig ko sa kanila, environment nga eh, is, kailangan may pera. Sabi ko, kailangan may pera talaga. Ang konti lang itong kinikita ko. Kaya ako, I was also asking my mentor, like, why do you do business? Why do you do this? Para kumita. Gano'n. So sabi ko, okay. So maganda pala maging mayaman. Yun yung thought ko back then. Like, I had this concept na, if you are rich, you're gonna have a good life. Parang gano'n. So sabi ko, paano yumaman? So gano'n na akong magtanong. Kapag ang tinatanong mo ng gano'n, negosyante talaga, diba? They will really give you the details. Like, and also super duper lucky because I got different perspectives. May mga negosyanteng talagang about the money like paano kayo maman. But there was also this one guy, I can't even remember his name, but I can remember kung ano itsura niya. Ang sabi niya sa akin, una, ikaw ang magsabi sa akin, anong ibig sabing maging mayaman? Di ba biglang,
Oh, wow. Ang lalim.
Matalino.
ang lalim nun Sabi ko,
Jerome San ba yung pangalan nun? Hindi.
diba?
15 years old pa lang ako noon, no?
Oh, but you won't really get to have these conversations if you don't ask. So you really have to ask.
True.
Tama. Nikki, this is in 168 mismo sa Divisoria? Yung Divisoria Mall?
That was before 168 pa. Iba pa siya.
Okay. Okay, so Divisoria Mall yun nasunog.
Oo, kasi 168, ano na siya 2000s na siya natawid.
Yeah. Okay. I'm familiar kasi taga doon ako before Madalas ako doon.
Ayun, mga stall. Ganun.
Yeah. Nikki, going back lang dun sa question nung natin, nung isa sa mga viewers natin right now, before I ask yung original question ko talaga. So right now, sabi nga niya na parang na-enjoy mo ba yung childhood mo? So apparently not, because you were focused with your business, with making money, and sabi mo nga right now that you are parang this is the time right now that you are satisfying that kid in you. Can you share to us lang what are the things that you were doing para magkaroon ng opportunity yung child in you na alam mo, ma-nourish mo siya na hindi niya ma-feel that she was totally neglected at the time that you were pursuing your passion into business.
Yeah, pero well, before that kasi, I didn't feel na may kulang back then. Kasi nga akala ko yun yung normal. I only realized na there was something weird about that when I went back to school. Tapos, pinapaaral ko sarili ko, gintataka ko, binabayaran ng magulang yung tuition. akala ko sila yung mali. Inisip ko, ba't ako ganito? And and yung friends ko nga sa Quiapo, some of them didn't go to school. So akala ko, yun din yung normal path. Kaya, even deciding if I'll pursue college, easy answer sa akin na wag na lang kaya. Pero tumuloy ako. Pero madali lang sa akin to decide na wag na lang, di ka naman kailangan. Back then, ganun ako mag-isip. But right now, I enjoy my free time a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, di ba, how do you define success nga? Yun yung unang philosophical na question na natanong sa akin ng stranger. Ano bang mayaman para sa'yo? Mapapagod ka rin when you keep on doing this. One day you realize, okay, I have a lot of money. Now what? Para saan ba to lahat ulit? And doon ang galing na yung question ko that I keep on asking, my readers, like, what would you do if money isn't an issue? And sa totoo lang, doon na siya nanggaling. I'm just super lucky because I got to look deep into that question at a very early age. Parang anong gagawin ko if money isn't an issue? How do you define success? What is money for you? Yung mga mas importante ng tanong, So, I think those are the things na we should ask more than paano ba yumaman?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Nikki, isang rin kasi like your family ng lawyers di ba? Buti your parents allow you to work at that age.
Yeah,
especially in that area.
Yes.
Okay.
Sa amin talaga, kung hindi ka maglolo, bahala sa buhay mo. No, that's something that I super appreciate. I love my parents until now. Like, I always tell them, I appreciate na ganun nyo ako pinalaki. Probably yung mga anak ko ganyan ko papalakin. Parang, back then, wala akong concept ng safety net. I'm gonna admit, I am quite privileged na ngayon ko lang siya nararamdaman na may safety net pala ako, ba't pa ako nagpakahirap? Diba? Pero dati, wala akong ganong concept, Unlike other people na wala talagang safety net. Like, if you lose it, you lose everything. Diba?
Yeah.
So, that's why I'm a firm believer na, kaya nag-disclaimer rin ako lagi. I mean, I always promote Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, but with a disclaimer that not everyone can play in the same level of, kasi some are born into it, di ba? So, I'm quite privileged financially. So, I think that's also why okay lang sa kanila. Kasi alam naman nila na if ever I fail, sasaluhin ko na lang yung batang yan. Pero hindi naman umabot sa ganun point pa naman. So,
That's good, no? Totoo talaga, no? Environment is more powerful than your willpower, no matter what happens. And knowing nga na yun nga, may safety net ka. It's another thing then that makes you more courageous. So,
Yeah.
lucky for you. And I think you earned the right na rin naman, Nikki, kasi with everything that you have done, right? So,
Mhm.
my question now to you, Nikki, kasi you started at 11 years old and then you got introduced to trading and you started your sales career at a very young age, 17 years old, while everybody was still in college at around 17 years old, right? Probably ang pinakamalaking problema ng karamihan is paano ko maipapasa yung algebra. Ako kasi
Ako
Same.
upgrade na. Yeah, 17 up. Hindi, wala na ako sa Barbie. Makeup na ako. Okay.
Ayan. So, 'di ba, parang paano ko ipapasa yung algebra? Yan na yung mostly yan yung question ng mga karamihan. Pero sa
Oh,
inyo,
love life.
ayan,
Mm.
with the boyfriend, girlfriends. So, it's just so fascinating for us, Nikki, that there are too many millionaire mind intensive kasi you already discussed, parang mentioned it a while ago. And we have so many graduates of millionaire mind intensive who we can consider as who have already arrived. You have already arrived. Parang nandun ka na sa position na yun. And you're one of those people, Nikki. And Mark also, who's commenting proactively right now. And yet, you
Pinakamalaking fan ni Nikki.
biggest
Dapat
fan, diba? Of course, mukhang pag hindi naging biggest fan tonight, mukhang may mangyayaring away. Joke lang.
Ang nangyayari ka.
Ayan. And yet, for you, Nikki, and for the others also, we always love to ask our guests this question kasi sobra kaming na-amaze, na-fascinate with the questions or with the answers that we are getting. So we want to ask you, Nikki, why do you continue to invest on your own self-growth by attending seminars here in the Philippines and even abroad, even though that you already have that certain stature? Kumbaga ikaw, you're already that woman that people follows. And right now, looking at the comment section, isa ka na, I mean, how proactive right now these people are. Meaning, grabe yung influence that you are holding
Mhm.
over these people and the
Yes.
people who follows you, right? Pero what's your inspiration on your self-development? Why do you continue to grow yourself and attend seminars and read books and you do a lot of stuff para maging professionally and personally matured ka?
Yeah. Ano kasi una, I've assessed this over the years. My top value really is growth. Okay, I really value. Kaya nga ang dami kong libro dyan. Meron pa isang room with books. And I am so scared to fall under yung sakit na acne. Yung alam ko na yan. Tuwing maririnig ko yan, naaasar ako. Kasi parang, di ba? I mean, to be like, I'm a big F1 fan. And there are a lot of athletes and business people that I really admire. And these people na nasa podium na magagaling talaga, yung mga big shots, they have their performance coaches. So plural pa yon. And they're really investing on themselves. But the other people na wala pa nga doon, sila pa yung alam ko na yan. Hindi ko maintindihan. So I'm really scared to get stuck in that phase. Kaya I try to really look at myself kung saan na ba ako ngayon. And meron tayo tinatawag, I forgot what it's called eh. But basically, the more you know, the more you understand that you don't know. And I
Yes.
think that's where humility plays a gigantic role. You know, as you grow, as you build your wealth, as you build your portfolio, ma-realize mo na, dami ko pa palang hindi alam. And yung mindset mo around that realization, it's not really yung parang, ay, ang dami ko pa palang hindi alam. Yung parang sad ka, di ba? It's more of an excitement, a certain kind of excitement. Na parang, ang dami ko pa palang hindi alam. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And there's just so much to learn. And I can remember this exactly during my M.M.I session because I read the book. I have it here nga eh, di ba? This is not my original copy. This is the copy that Mark gave me nung bago pa lang kami. May pakilig. 2017 pa to. And he also took me to M.M.I. So I read the first one that I had before college. That was 2009. I went to M.M.I. 2019. And the first day in M.M.I., medyo ano pa ako noon, secluded. I'm like, oh my God, bakit nila ako kinakausap? Bakit sila sumasayaw? Culture shock. Natatakot ako because of the energy was intense. I'm like, ako na introvert. Parang, ba't ba ganito? I was so scared. That was half of day one. And then I remember the speaker that we had back then was Mac. And he was doing this. Tapos parang every time you do that on stage, tapos nakaganon siya. Papalakpakan ka ng mga tao. Nung nakita ko yon, parang I just felt, kinalibutan ako. Ngayon nga, kinalibutan ako. Parang inisip ko, grabe, people are cheering for him. It's as if we're transferring the energy from the audience to this guy on stage. And I was so amazed. Tapos na-realize ko, ako pala yung KJ. Parang ba't ganon? Natatakot ako dahil makita ko ng tao na sumasayaw ako bigla. Di ba? Takot ako magrarara there. I realized ako pala din yung nalulugi. And yun yung nangyayari if you stop learning. Ikaw rin yung lugi at the end of the day. Even if you think and you feel like you already know a lot and nahihiya ka, you don't want to put your energy out there, ikaw rin yung nawawalan. 'Di ba? Kasi what you give is what you get. And if you're only gonna give 5% of your energy to learning or to growing, you only get 5%. Then baka feeling mo buong buo na yon, pero at a bigger scope, hindi siya mangyayari. And I don't think it ever ends, you know? And lagi ko nga itong sinasabi. Kaya ako rin, takot din ako. Tinatakot ko sarili ko. If ever dumating ka sa point na you feel you already know everything, that will be the start of your downfall. Kaya I'm very, very careful with that. Kaya as much as possible, hanggang kaya talaga, go ako dyan. Plus, you get to meet a lot of people with different perspectives. And that's what I got from M.M.I. These are people na iba't ibang walks of life. And when you talk with people and you ask them questions, ang dami mong matututunan na things that you'd never know you can apply pala into your own goals, you know. So, kaya ako, very passionate ako about dyan eh. Pag yan ang usapan, grabe talaga. Yun.
Wow.
Galing.
And writing everything.
Simply means, you always remain as an empty cup para always something to fill in. Yeah.
Yes.
Galing.
And sabi nga dito sa isang comment natin, Nikki, ang isang sikreto daw para regaluhan ng Secrets of the Millionaire ang girlfriend mo sa umpisa pa lang.
Oo. Kailangan. Hindi kailangan yun kasi we were talking about this, diba, before the session na sobrang importante din ng partner mo sa success.
Yes, totally agree.
Nikki, kasi Jerome kanina I asked Nikki if she's comfortable ba sharing to us her relationship with Mark. So since kasi si Mark talaga yung mas nauna nating nakilala, and Mark was mentored by you directly, right? So can you tell us more about that, Nikki? Yung parang paano nag-evolve yung relationship ninyo? And you were saying na it's very important na aligned kayo. You know what you want from each other and you know how you can support each other. Can you tell us more about that? I'm sure marami ditong mga couples na ma-empower natin with your relationship with Mark.
Yeah, si Mark yung nag-push sa akin na mag-M.M.I. Kasi nga, rin siya, product din siya, di ba, of M.M.I.
Mm-hmm.
But when we met kasi, we met as competitors. Ganun kami nag-start. So,
wait, sa trading? Competitor sa trading? Or?
Yeah, sa trading.
Okay.
Sa trading. Tapos, I remember there was this, now defunct broker. There was this local broker before. Meron sila every week parang what they called, happy trading hour. So, laging parang paggalingan ng traders in the Philippines. Ang 1 at 2, either ako lang or siya. So, sabi ko, sino ba itong Mark na ako? Nakakainis. Ayan, gusto kong talunin yan. And one day, I was speaking for this event, nandun siya sa gitnang-gitna. May pictures pa nga na, hindi pa kami nito may pictures pa na nandun siya, tapos nandun ako speaker. Yeah, on that same day, he sent me a request on FB. Tapos sabi ko, ba't nga ako ina-add? Tatalunin kita balang araw. Sabi ko gano'n. Ito, tapos hindi kami nag-uusap noon kasi he had a girlfriend, I had my boyfriend. Nagkataon lang din,
Mm.
a few months later, on the same month, nag-break din kami. So,
Oh,
on the same month.
interesting.
And then he sent me a message. Tapos nagkita kami, pero ang purpose talaga no, nag-aagawan lang kami ng strategies.
Mm.
Sabi ko sa kanya after namin kumain, patingin nga ng strat mo, ano bang ginagawa mo? Tapos papakita ko rin yung akin, pero mauna ka. Sabi ko, di ba? And it started there. Until now, binibring namin yung rivalry na yun na parang we support each other, na parang sinasabi ko, or siya sinasabi niya sa akin, oh, number 3 ka na, balik ka sa number 2, dapat tayo lang yun. Ganong kind of support. And we're very, very competitive with each other. So we try to outgrow each other all the time. So if I'm learning something new, dapat siya din. So, when you're in that kind of supportive rivalry na relationship, it gets really, really fun and exciting. Sino man nanalo next? Pataasan kami lagi ng profits every month. Ganun kami. But in a fun way. But more than that, like what I said earlier, your partner, ang laki ng role niya in your success. Because if your partner, binibring down ka niya, kayong dalawa ang sasabit. 'Di ba? Sabi ko nga, I don't need a partner na kailangan i-push or buhatin ako from the likod or hilain ako galing harap. I need someone who'll walk right beside me. Na, kasi ako as a person, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I can stand on my own. And Mark can stand on his own. Lagi nga namin sinasabi, hindi kami naniniwala sa you complete me. Naiinis kami like, yuck, you complete me.
Cheesy eh.
Diba? Ang pangit. At saka, bakit ka papasok sa isang relationship sa isang incomplete person? Dapat,
Yes.
kompleto ka na. Kompleto din siya.
Ah.
Tapos, nag-decide
You
lang kayo
complement.
tama. Exactly.
You
Diba?
just complement each other.
Oo, pag you complete me, parang ano ba yan? Pupunuin pa kita. Ang hirap naman yan. Binubuhat ka
True.
naman. Diba? That's why, and this is also coming from, experience sa, previous relationships na, that was exactly like that. Na nagsusuck in ng energy. And it was really just draining. That's why, my relationship with Mark, it's the kind of relationship that pushes you to become better kahit he doesn't even he doesn't need to push me. All Mark does so that I get inspired to do better is, wala lang, he does what he needs to do. Mag-focus siya sa sarili niya. And dahil nakikita kong nag-focus sa sarili niya, sabi ko, ako din.
Oo. Kumbaga parang nai-inspire ka with the actions that he takes. Kasi knowing na, masigasig siya, he's very persistent with his goals. So parang, ikaw ba gusto mo ba na maiwanan ka? Parang that kind of, positive reinforcement, positive energy that he is providing to you.
Oh, and he doesn't even have to try. Plus, diba, for those who are working or who have normal, yung mga 9 to 5 jobs, pagod na pagod ka. Pag uuwi ka sa asawa mo, sa partner mo, nagkukwento ka ng mga pagod mo at rant mo. So, the way that you view yourself and your life moving forward depends on the reaction of the person na tinatrust mo with those stories.
Yes.
Yung isa kasi, pag nakwentuhan, pagod ka na nga, ay, ano ba yan? Buong araw ka, wala ako lang nag-aalaga ng anak. Parang pagod na nga siya.
Nagsasaluhan ng rants.
Yeah, exactly. So, it really depends on your partner talaga. Yeah, important yan, guys. Choose well.
Yes. I totally agree with, don't look for somebody who's going to complete you. Kasi before you start a relationship with anybody, you must be complete on your own. Yeah. Look for the things that's missing in you. If kulang ka may kulang ka pa, determine mo ano yung wala pa sa'yo. Then fill it up on your own. And then look for somebody who is already also complete on his or her own terms, and then you go together and complement each other so that hindi kayo naghahanapan, hindi kayo nahihirapan kung paano ninyo papasayahin yung isa, because on each own, diba, you know how to make each other happy and you can know how to make yourself happy on the process as well.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah. And yung relationship niyo actually it gives a whole new meaning to yung saying na ano, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
So, yun yung nangyari.
Totoo yan.
So for all the traders out there, or alam mo yung mga, di ba sa school, kasi di ba kapag nasa school ka, yung competition, sobrang mataas talaga, lalo na kapag yung salutatorian, magna cum laude, yung mga ganyan, mga honorable mentions, di ba talagang, minsan, ano talaga yan sila alam mo yun, very close yung competition to the point na siraan, ganyan. So, hindi sisiraan mo yung i-friend mo, baka malay mo, siya pala yung forever mo. Sabi ni Mark, sobrang kinikilig na daw siya. Mark, wait for your
Lagot.
turn. Aantayin namin yung ano mo, ikaw naman yung mag-share ng love story, yung side of the story for you.
No,
But thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, one thing I noticed kasi, Nikki, you and Mark have the same values. Kasi I know Mark a lot for decades na. Kasi remember, Mark, when he started sa cash flow namin, he attended. He was, I think, first year high school ba? Oh, not even high school. Yeah, he was, yeah, not, I think grade 6 pa lang yata eh. Her mom, Jones, will drop him off sa AIM conference center kami noon. Drop him off, then alis mom niya. So after ng cash flow, darating ulit mom niya. And every week, at that time, we do it like twice a month. Every time may cash flow, nandoon siya. Bayad ng bayad. And sabi ko up to a point, Mark, huwag ka na magbayad. Okay, just every time come in. He was not even high school And I saw how aggressive he is to learning. Tapos he read books na ni Rich Dad, Poor Dad, how many books na. Tapos I remember one time, sabi sa akin, Tito Jerome, turuan niyo ako mag-stocks. So first thing I told him, don't call me Tito, magmumukha ako matanda. Kuya, pwede na. Okay?
First lesson.
First lesson, don't call me Tito. Okay? Gusto ko stay young ako. Okay, so then sabi ko, how old are you, Mark? Sabi niya, 16 yata noon, 16 o 15. Sabi ko, okay. Sabi ko, City Sec ba? Alam ko, 18 eh. So, sabi niya, 18 dapat eh. O 21 ba? So, sabi ko, so at that point din, kasi I know Mark's mom, si Jones. Ayoko naman na si Jones, mamaya sabi ni Mark, hindi na ako mag-aaral kasi sabi ni Jerome, ayoko mangyari, you know. So, sabi ko kay Mark, Mark, kasi you need money eh. Sabi niya, how much? Sabi ko, para to discourage, sabi ko, mga 30,000 eh. Sabi ko, for a high school first year, ganun, second year na yata siya ng high school. 30,000, syempre, allowance, hindi madali kita ipunin yun eh. I wanna like parang delay him muna. Baka pagalitan ako ni Jones later on eh. Sabi ko, sige, walang problema, ganun. After 6 months, he called me. Sabi niya, Tito Jerome, sabi ko, oops, sige, Kuya Jerome, may 30,000 na ako. Sabi ko, patay. Kasi sabi ko, ay Mark, kasi ano eh, sabi ko, you're too young, hindi ka pwede mag-register kasi you dapat to register sa CitySec. Sabi niya, tsaka alam ba ng mom mo? Sabi niya, nandito mom ko sa tabi ko. Sabi ko, really? Kapakausap nga, binigay niya. Tapos si Jones naman, hi! Sabi niya, hi Jerome, excited na ako. Kailan kami mag-enroll sa CitySec? Sabi ko, oh my gosh.
Pero yun nga,
So,
Jerome, the point is, the reason that they got together, it's because yung values nga talaga nila. So wala,
Yes.
just imagine high school, and then Nikki was elementary when she started doing her business. So yung sabi mo nga na you wanna discourage Mark, kaya 30,000 yung hiningi mo. What if kung si Nikki yung sinabihan mo nun? Baka ang sagot ni Nikki sa'yo that time, 30,000 lang ba? Are you sure?
Actually, mga 6 months lang biglang may 30,000 na si Mark. Ang bilis nga eh.
Yes.
Talagang hinanap niya ng paraan.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And I saw both of your values are so alike. That's why parang, parang gloves takahan, nag-match.
That is
Ang
true.
dami nating mga dito, mga
Gosh.
analogies na
Okay.
ginagamit dito.
Insider. So, lagot ka, Mark, pag ikaw na interview namin.
Ay, naka.
Alright. Okay. Now,
Okay na.
Sorry, ayan. Sige, let's move on to another question that we want to ask from you, Nikki. Jerome, you wanna ask this question from her?
Oh yeah, sige. Last year kasi when the pandemic hit, we're all forced to work at home or stay at home. But for each one of it's like normal for you to work at home, right? Yun. So can you share with us some of the challenges you went through in this COVID situation, ng pandemic, and how did you overcome them? Any challenges that came through?
Meron ba?
Oo, marami. Pero yung una was accepting na parang, yun pala yung tawag sa normal ko, quarantine. In a sense, that's our normal eh. We just stay at home or in another country, another place. Siguro yung bago lang is now we can't fly to other countries to travel. That's why I called it Nomad Finance Girl in the first place, because I talk about finance, I'm a girl, and I'm nomadic. So I'm just like everywhere. So kami ni Mark,
Everywhere.
oh, parang, oh, let's go here, let's go there. So that's something that we really miss right now, traveling. Um, But of course, meron talaga. Pero kasi, like what I said earlier, with when we were talking, behind the scenes, ready na kasi even pre-pandemic, all of the companies were already digital 100%. We're all ready. Meron na lang onting tweaks. Naging problema na lang was, especially with my life insurance business, I have more than 100 advisors. So, kailangan ko sila i-ease into what's happening. Like, it's okay, hindi tayo maka face-to-face, but we can earn more right now because it's more convenient. Diba? Online na lang. But we had, even if we were ready as a unit and as a company, we had to wait for our partner company because we're with PruLife UK. We had to wait for them to adjust. Kasi sa totoo lang, nauna pa kami. So parang hintayin natin mag-adjust pa to. Kasi wala pa yung program para magawa yung online things, right? But kami, ready na kami na. So, I guess that's one thing. No matter what, you have to be ready. That's why nga we were saying earlier, hindi ka pwedeng alam mo na lahat. Itong pandemic na to, dapat naturuan ka na niya na hindi mo pa alam lahat. That anything can happen. And you always have to be ready to adjust quickly. Right now, the game is not about uh, who who creates this product first. The game is about who adapts quicker. Sino na yung mas mabilis? Pag may nangyari, sino yung mas kayang mag-shift? Yun na ang importante ngayon. Another thing that we learned throughout the pandemic, after namin mag-go through yung initial struggles, like paglipat from face-to-face to purely online, is, dito, yung, what do you call this? There are two types of two ways to look at opportunities. One is yung negative, yung maging opportunista ka, di ba?
Yes.
Parang may pandemic na nga, maging opportunista ka, magbenta ka ng ganito, tas sobrang mahal, di ba? Yung mga alcohol na sobrang mahal, mga ganon, crazy. Or, the other way of looking at it, you can reframe and be like, it's the we're in a pandemic now. What are the opportunities for me to help? How can I contribute? How can I give value to people who are having a hard time during this pandemic? And if you reframe opportunity in that way, ang dami-daming magbubukas na doors for you. Because if you're looking at things if you're looking at this situation in a more helpful perspective, definitely mas okay pa yun in your business eh. In fact, in 2020, in terms of all the businesses, ito yung pinakamalakas naming year. 2020.
Wow.
And it's still going strong until now, 2021, because of that mindset. Again, the question is more than or beyond ano yung opportunity sa pwede ko i-take sa pandemic. It's yung ano yung opportunity for me to help people who are struggling during this time. Ano yung pwede kong malagay sa table para makatulong ako. And definitely, if you give value and people see that value, people are willing to pay. So, you have to look at that as well. Kaya, ngayon, okay na siya.
That is so nice, Nikki, what you just shared. Also, siguro I think ipasok ko yung isang question na gusto kong itanong sa'yo a while ago because you were mentioning nga na yun nga, work from home ka na ever since and ang tawag pala dun sa ginagawa ninyo is quarantine. Ngayon mo lang na-realize. But, yeah, as I was asking you a while ago, kasi kumbaga parang you have positioned yourself a long time ago in the online world. That's why you have this huge following. It doesn't happen naman overnight na nag-put up ka ng brand, you put yourself out there, and then automatically these 100,000 people started following you just overnight, right? So it's a matter of time and process on your side. So can you share to us, Nikki, especially to our online audience right now, who is just starting? Because right now, biglang nag-shift. Everybody wants to create their brand. Everybody wants to be known in the online world. They want to sell themselves, their products, their services, diba, sa social media, which you are already doing for quite a long time. Can you just give us some tips or advice for people to have that kind of authority as well? Kasi ikaw talaga, you are a brand. You are a
Mhm.
big name. You have a certain integrity and credibility and authority. How did you make that for yourself?
Well, hindi naman siya, yun nga, as you said, hindi naman siya biglaang 100,000 plus, ang tagal din. I started 2 years ago and then naglalabas na talaga ako ng content every single day back then, even
Mm.
Saturdays and Sunday. But of course, the things that you have to know, number one is your market. So, hindi porket may mata, may ilong, market yan. So, kailangan talaga, you really have to define what your market is. Marketing, at the end of the day, marketing and branding at the end of the day is still all about human to human connection. And we're talking about
Mhm.
humans, not robots, not chatbots, humans. Kasi right now, people want it easy eh. Magsaksak lang ng
Mhm.
chatbot tapos bahala na, di ba? Ganun sila. But hindi. Yung human touch is still very, very, very important. So, since we're talking about human behavior and human psychology, you have to understand the human. Sino ba yung human na yon that you want to serve?
Mhm.
Sino yung gusto mong tag dito, tulungan na tao, sino yung gusto mong makausap. So, you have to profile that. Tapos, you have to be very, very, very precise na ito talaga yung from age to beliefs to pain points, lahat yan. Talagang isi-streamline mo na ito yung lang yung specifically gusto kong makausap. And again, we'll go back to values. Ano yung values nila? Ano yung experiences nila? Because once you have that, that's when you can create kung ano ba talaga yung gusto mong pag-usapan and anong kind of tone, anong kind of language, ano yung words that sasabihin mo specifically. And in that way, mas malalaman mo kung paano mag-communicate with them. Kaya
Mhm.
nagva-viral ang post. Okay? So remember lang, if you're gonna create like your own page or if you're gonna write, walang template. You really have to study who your market is, number one. Number two, stay authentic. Right now, especially right now in the in the space of influencers, there are thought
Mhm.
leaders and there are influencers. So usually ito
Mhm.
yung mga nasa beauty, fashion fields, diba? You see them on Instagram. A lot of their feeds are curated and nothing wrong with that, pero ramdam na yun ng tao. Na parang, curated naman to, hindi naman to tunay.
Mhm.
Alam na nila
Mhm.
yun. I mean,
Yes.
imagine there are celebrities, for example lang, Julia Barreto, magpo-post siya ng puns. Do you honestly think na ginagamit niya yun, di ba?
Yeah.
Nakakapoy ng tao eh, hindi na sila ganon. Ang tao, they now focus not on on experts. Hindi na yun ang hanap nila. Gone are the days when kailangan mo maging expert so that people
Mhm.
will listen to you. Right now, what people are looking for are people who are like them. People they can relate to. So, ito yung mga reaction nila. Oh my gosh, yung sinulat mo, parang binasa mo yung utak ko. Ganon, ganon ang
Mhm.
reaction nila. So, you have to be able to be very, very, very authentic. And when you are authentic online, you're opening up yourself na maging vulnerable. Of course,
Mhm.
to all the negative stuff that come with it also. So, you have to be prepared for that. But ang lagi
Mhm.
ko nga sinasabi, because I have mentees who want to start their own brands and they get scared of bashers, of haters, I just tell them, na whatever you put out there is a clear reflection of yourself and your values. You will attract the right people and repel the wrong ones. You should celebrate that you are repelling the wrong people. Diba? Kasi ayaw mong nasa
Mhm.
circle mo yan. Ang gusto mong nasa circle mo
Mhm.
yung mga katribo mo lang talaga. And that's why it's very important na i-specify mo sino lang yung gusto mong makausap mo sa tribe mong yon. Because again, your environment matters. And from there, once you build that tribe, sunod-sunod na yan eh. Parang na siya, snowball na yung momentum, di ba? So be
Mhm.
authentic, know your market, and lastly, my advice would be if you want to start your own brand or especially online is tag dito, always provide value. Hindi pwedeng mema.
Mhm.
Every single line, hindi pwedeng para lang humaba. Para may masabi. Hindi pwedeng ganun. May i-post lang. Always provide value. Hala, sana hindi ako na disconnect. Let me know if na
No,
disconnect.
we can still see you.
Okay.
Sige, medyo nag-freeze lang sa akin. Sige. Always provide value. Always ask what do they want, what do they need. Isipin mo lagi, how can I help? Ano yung pwede kong ilagay sa table ko? And we'll go back to learning again. If you don't learn, if wala kang input, wala kang output. Di ba? Kaya I
Tama.
always read. Sa totoo lang naman, ang ginagawa ko lang naman talaga is other than my experiences, whatever I read na books, kunyari, ito, ang dami ko ng content based on this. Sobrang dami. I just repackage it, but that's not plagiarism. Plagiarism is completely copying what I do,
Word per
I study
word.
it, and then from my own experience, my own thoughts, pinagsasama ko sila, ito yung insights ko. 'Di ba? And yun yung difference ng someone na hindi pumapatok yung page niya sa someone na pumapatok. Kasi yung isa, copy-paste knowledge, yung isa, insight. So, this is, dumaan na to sa utak ko, kumbaga, and finilter ko na siya for you. That's how you attract the right people. Ganun. With that, okay ka na.
Grabe, ang galing.
Galing. Nikki, may course ka ba dyan? Enroll ka
Wala
ba?
Wala pa
Wala pa.
Pero ang dami nga humihingi, no? Tingnan natin.
Yeah. Nahirapan ako isulat, Nikki. So I think what I would do later on is that I'm going to watch the replay so that all these tips and advice that you gave us would stick with me. Because in all honesty, I'm one of those people na magbe-benefit from what you have just shared.
Yes.
Because I have just started my own page as well. And the parang pinaka-importante pa rin sa akin talaga, always, for me kasi business or in anything that we do, whether it's business, marketing, sales, or trading or what, it's all about relationship The value that you provide to people when they know that, diba, like, we always go back to what we always say here, Jerome, yung people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
How much you care.
Right? So that's a very wonderful philosophy that we can all follow, especially if you want to be on that space na makilala ka and people would really follow you. Provide value first.
I forgot to mention, dito ko rin nakuha. Guys, ang daming nagme-message sa akin na introvert po ako, ganyan. Ito, I'm just gonna be really straight with it, no? If you cannot promote yourself, di ba sabi dito, meron those limiting beliefs na may limiting belief against sales and against self-promotion. If you cannot promote yourself, no one will promote for you. So, dapat start talaga na sa'yo muna. Kung ikaw nga hindi ka naniniwala sa sarili mo, yung ibang tao pa kaya. So, ganun na talaga. I'm also an introvert. Hindi lang halata, but I am an introvert.
But you know what, Nikki, kasi one of the things that we've learned from one of our business mentors, his name is Alex Mandosian. And I believe, di ba, Jerome, last week when we had Don Soriano, he also distinguished the difference between an introvert and extrovert. So, the first time that I heard it, it was from Alex Mandosian in our interview with him for the Do Nation that was last year. And the way he defined it nga, when you say introvert, kasi parang may notion kasi tayo na kapag introvert, shy, they always want to be at the back, and then kapag extrovert, eto, parang willing to be in front always jolly, masaya lagi, life of the party. Ganun yung interpretation natin about introvert and extrovert. But the difference really, especially in the space of training and speakers, that you both give your 100% in that moment. However, for an introvert kasi, di ba, you need your me time right after you deliver. Whereas, so kung parang kailangan mong, you just need additional 10 to 15 minutes na hindi ka po pwedeng mabother kasi you have to renew the energy because you already gave it out. Si extrovert kasi, sa stage, rara, paglabas ng stage and people are talking to him or her, rara pa rin, same pa rin yung level of energy. That's the only difference. But it doesn't, shouldn't be the reason to stop you from providing value to people. Kasi we're talking about value, your insights, your wisdom, your experiences. It's just the way, how you attract, paano ka bumabalik para mabalik mo ulit yung energy mo.
Ang ganda nga
Yeah.
kasi I remember I had this comment sa group, no? Ang ganda ng sabi nila, na sabi niya sa akin, NFG, feeling ko nga, ginagamit ko na lang yung pagiging introvert ko as an excuse
True.
not to do anything. Like, speaker on stage, hindi ko kaya, introvert ako eh. Parang minsan lang gusto ko nang sabihin, ano ngayon?
My gosh, look at you. You are an introvert. Jerome is actually an introvert.
Introvert
Right?
din.
Yes.
Yeah.
My business partners, tatlo yata kayong introvert, no, Jerome? Ako lang yung extrovert.
Yes. Tama.
Dami ko, apat kami. Ako lang yung extrovert. Silang tatlo introvert. But it doesn't stop them from providing value and, connecting, making a relationship with all the clients, all the people that we are meeting. Kasi it's the same pa rin naman. At the end of the day, the question is, how do you want to serve? Tama
Yes.
yung sinabi mo na parang, or sinabi nung follower mo na maybe you are just using the excuse that you are an introvert because really you're letting fear to overpower you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nikki, you're a heavy reader, di ba?
Yes.
I'm sure you read this book, Yung Quiet, Susan Cain.
Yes.
Yes.
Yung Power of Introverts, yeah.
Power Introvert. Gosh, after you read that, I'm a proud introvert.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of successful people are introvert.
Yes, I was
Yes.
gonna say nga
Yeah.
a lot of my mentors,
Sobra.
yung mga hidden people, these are people without brands, yung mga hidden millionaires. Minsan nga, joke ko, feeling ko nagtatago ng mga tax yan eh. Kaya, diba? But they are introverts. So when I'm with them, like I ask them, why don't you put your name out there? But ang dami nagpapa-PR na ganyan-ganyan. So hindi ka naman kailangan ng limelight eh. But they're, tapos sila sabi niya, tsaka shy ako, introvert ako. Sila. A lot of them are introverts. So yeah.
Yeah. So for those people who are watching, if you're introvert, read this book, Yung Quiet by Susan Cain.
Ano yan?
You're gonna know your strength and weakness, and you're gonna be surprised. So many successful people are introvert.
And if you are an introvert, just look at Jerome and Nikki here, guys. You don't have a reason anymore not to shine because definitely you can do it. All right?
Yeah.
We believe in you. Don't hide anymore. It's time for you to shine. If you feel that you have some value to provide, go ahead. Just share, right? Yeah. So, Nikki, another question that I have for you is that you are a multipreneur. So, can you please share to us what is the advantage of being one? Also, second question ko is, multipreneur ka, forex trader ka, art collector ka, licensed finance coach ka, and now you are an author. Why are you doing all of this? And third question, sinunod-sunod ko na yung question is there any more that you still want to achieve in your life? Say, 5 or 10 years from now? Kasi parang, you have it all na. You're doing everything already.
Yeah, pero marami pa kasing kailangan. The mission is so big. And then, oh my gosh, I feel it. You know what? I'm gonna be very passionate about this. Sige, isa-isa natin.
Go. Sige, first question. What is the advantage of a multipreneur?
Okay.
Yes.
Essentially, a multipreneur is someone with a lot of businesses, right? But I also define it in another way. This is about being a multi-potentialite. So my readers here, if you're a multi-potentialite, let us know in the comments. Gusto ko makita yung mga multi-potentialites dyan. A multi-potentialite, I got this term from Emily Wapnick. She wrote How to Be Everything, and she also sent out that massive TED talk about being a multi-potentialite.
Multi-potentialite.
Yes, oo.
Okay.
Ang mundo kasi natin ngayon, it's prepared for specialists. Diba? If you can remember, especially the boomers tapos pinasa sa millennials. Ayaw nila yung maraming ginagawa. Kasi ang boomers, ang important for them is loyalty and security. That's why, di ba, boomers are very proud if they stay in one job since college until death.
Retirement.
Yeah, ganun. Tapos proud sila doon. Nothing wrong with that. Ganun lang kasi talaga sila pinalaki kasi, syempre, ang parents nila, yung mga galing sa gera. So, very security ang hanap. Pinapasa yun sa millennials. Now, that's a problem for millennials because millennials, some of them are not specialists. They are not all doctors and engineers and lawyers. Some of them are what we call slashies. Ito yung mga author ka na nga, financial advisor ka pa, musician ka pa, kung anong ginagawa mo. And that's normal for us. Kasi sa atin naman, we value time freedom. 'di ba? And location freedom. Parang gusto ko, kahit maliit yung kita ko dito, basta marami sila. So, kasi makaka-move ako from one place to another. We are really digital nomads eh. And that was very helpful, especially during the pandemic. Okay? Na marami kang sources of income. Again, something that you can learn in M.M.I, di ba, is how to build your multiple golden Ds. Yung iyong financial freedom account and other businesses. Dapat hindi nanggagaling sa isang source or else mawalan ka ng job because of a pandemic. We all know now kung ano nangyayari doon. Kailangan marami ka talagang pinagkukuhanan no matter what happens. And that is the perk of being a multi-potentialite, na you have a lot of sources because you have so many skills. The problem is, our world today is made for specialists. Walang templates, walang business models, walang life models for multi-potentialites. In fact, yun nga, the first time I heard it sa TED Talk, yun lang, siya na talaga nag-invento ng term. Kasi wala talaga. But sobra akong nakarelate. Sabi ko, oh my God, ganyan ako. When dati, I felt guilty for liking and wanting so many things, now I feel empowered with being a multi-potentialite. So that's malaki yung perk noon kasi yun nga, you can be in many places at once. Parang okay lang yan, mawala to, okay lang, buhay na buhay pa tong ganito ko. Ganyan. Also, multi-potentialites are very adaptive eh. In fact, sila yung sobrang sa aking mentees, especially my financial advisors, multi-potentialites are those who thrive during the pandemic. As in, not just survive, but thrive. Kasi nga, nalalagay yung character nila in order during the pandemic eh. So, that's the first answer. Ano yung second question?
The second question is, why are you doing all of this? Author, trading, multipreneur, art collection, ano pa ba? For the finance coach, and now you're leading this pack of millennials with you, helping them find their own purpose or find their own spot in the world that we live in. Sabi nga, ganyan. Well, what's your motivation?
Well, it goes back din there eh, no? Kaya ko pala shinare yung multi-potentialites. People think I'm so busy, but I'm not. I spend most of my time watching Netflix.
What's your favorite?
Joanna, partner mo.
Ano pinapanood mo right now?
Right now, Korean drama ako eh. Hello Me, maganda yun.
Talaga? Sige. Magkopya ng notes mo.
Yun, Netflix. I watch a lot of animes. Ay, dad ko to, grabe ako mag-anime. Naglalaro pa rin ako ganyan minsan. And it goes back to being a multipreneur. And it's all about having your systems in order. Even if on paper, or when you present me, parang ang daming ginagawa ni Nikki. If you have your systems in order, if you can delegate, automate, and systemize everything, I only really work 2 to 3 hours a day. And that's it. Tapos, chill na ulit. I work Mondays to Thursdays, 2 to 3 hours. Sacred ang weekends ko, bawal ang pakialam mag-weekend.
Talaga? As in Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, no one touches me on those days. Hindi rin ako nag-reply pag gano'n. So, ayan. So I actually have a lot of room pa to work on my projects. But this is where I get very passionate na. Ito yung sinasabi ko earlier, na I'm still doing this, I'm still working because the mission is so big. I'm sure you're familiar with this. Let me know sa comments. So, tinitingnan ko yung comments actually eh. If you are in the finance field or if you've been to M.M.I or if medyo matagal ka na nagbabasa ng mga ganito, I'm sure narinig yun na yung my mission is to share spread financial literacy, to teach financial freedom. Ganon.
Yes.
Uso yun, di ba? But nainis ako kasi I find it too theoretical.
We lost her? Alright. Yeah. So, medyo nagka-problema lang po tayo sa internet connection ni Nikki, but she will be back soon. So, please stay with us and also kindly let us know, so far, how do you find this interview, what are your biggest takeaways? What are the things that you are learning ever since we started at 7 p.m.? And thank you guys for being with us. We really appreciate you. But please let us know ano yung mga importanteng lessons for you that you think can actually help you on your journey right now, whatever it is that you are starting. Okay? So ikaw, Jero, how do you find the whole conversation with Nikki so far?
Well, actually, yung last part when she was discussing yung being a generalist over
Ayan, yun na lang
specialist.
sinasabi natin.
Ayun na.
There na.
Yun.
Because we have the
Ayan.
best internet in the world.
And you're back!
Ayan. Thank you everyone. I don't know what happened, but yun. What was I saying? Ayun, ito
Yeah,
na.
the motion.
Mhm.
Um,
Mission.
we always
Financial
talk
literacy.
financial literacy, financial freedom, yung mga ganyan. Pero I find it too theoretical na parang, okay, tinuro na natin yan, pero ba't hindi pa rin nagbabago yung Pilipinas? What's
Yeah.
happening? I think what we're really doing here right now is nagba-band-aid solution lang tayo. Yes, we are helping one person at a time. Yes, we're teaching, we're educating as many people as we can. But unless we go to the root cause of the problem, paulit-ulit lang daw magiging cyclic. How come in the many years that I've been looking into financial literacy, wala pa rin nagbabago sa curriculum ng education system natin? Hindi ko pa rin maintindihan. Tuturuan niyo ako ng sobrang daming algebra, pero wala akong natututunan about money. Nakakaasar. And I think I realized this when I was really young na I was already working, making money, and my classmates, parang they're waiting for their allowances. And parang, ba't ganon? Like, this is the exact time that everyone needs to learn. Diba? And I think that is something that I'm very, as in yung puso ko talaga nandun na the reason why I'm still spending time doing this is because unless we can really change and tackle the root, unless we can really fix and palitan natin kung paano yung curriculum from very bata when it comes to money. It's not, and hindi lang yung titigil sa, ito ang 5 piso, ito ang piso. Di ba tinuturo yan sa atin dati? Beyond that, I don't think I'm gonna stop. And marami nang pwedeng daanan dun Involved na kasi dyan ang politics, sa totoo lang, di ba? Who are supporting these causes. In fact, those who are supporting these causes, sila pa yung hindi nakapasok sa Senate. So that's something that frustrates me because this will definitely change things for people who really need it. Okay? Again, for us, the privileged ones, for us na may safety net, no matter what happens to us, pwede tayo ma-delay. Mabubuhay tayo. But for those na talagang walang-wala, yung may kailangan talaga to understand these things, sila yung dapat maabot natin. Pero hindi natin sila naabot. Bakit? Wala silang pambili ng insurance Di ba? Pag hindi naman yan nakakabili sa akin. Di ba? Pero sila yung may kailangan talaga. So, I think that's why I'm still here. The mission is so gigantic. There is a huge need for it. Now, we have to stop just, doing yung band-aid solution stuff right there. Yes, helpful pa din, but we really have to dig up the root na and, change from there. I don't know yet exactly how it can be done. Ang importante, doon na tayo dapat nakatutok. Yun, that's why.
Yan ang visionary.
Grabe mo, para tayo nakikipag-usap, Jerome, sa isang 50-something years old na babae. No? Grabe yung wisdom. Grabe yung, pero I love what you just mentioned there, that you are actually very mission-driven and that makes you purpose-driven as well. So, lucky for the people who follows you and unlucky. Unfortunately for me, lately na lang kita finalo, but parang when I browse your page and then, I'm seeing all this posts, sabi ko, wow, bakit hindi ko siya pina-follow noon pa? Pero nakakatuwa. Thank you so much for sharing to us your mission. And we are one with you, honestly, Nikki. The reason that we continue to do Millionaire Mind Intensive and the National Achievers Congress, no matter how challenging it it is for us, even before, kasi dumating din kami dun talaga sa time before na we wanted to stop Millionaire Mind Intensive for financial reasons, kasi hindi talaga siya mura for us. It takes a huge capital for us to do just one Millionaire Mind Intensive. But we proceeded, we continued because we also believe na this is the way This is the only, parang this is so far the only way that we are seeing that we are going to help really serve and help Filipino people na maging financially literate, be aware of their situation and do not be a victim of their circumstances anymore.
Yeah.
Kasi yun yung mahirap, yung victim mentality. So yun yung kailangan natin sila talagang i-drag out of that victim mentality, and they have to really learn na yun nga, stop giving them the fish but rather teach them how to fish.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. We should always ask din kasi yun nga ano yung contribution natin to this world. Like, ito, I'm gonna share na rin, parang, kunyari si Sir Jerome and also you, parang, I don't even know kung alam nyo kung gaano kalaki yung impact nyo kay Mark. And that impact really nag-create siya ng massive ripples to many people right now. You don't know who those people are. Some of them are here. Ayan, ko-call out ko na, si Wana, yung comment na yan, si Wana, si, ang hirap kasi pag ini-involve yung names nila, naiiyak ako. Hindi kasi nakaka-proud.
Yes.
Na parang, you don't even know kung sino yung pwedeng may impact ng mga taong directly may impact ka. Just doing what you're doing, like what you did with Mark, and the number of people that he was able to help, including me, and the number of people I'm able to help through my page and through my communities. Indirectly, that's also because of you. Because I went through M.M.I, and because partner ko ay mentee nyo, di ba? So, that's what I call ripples of change. If you are able to change this, the kind of ripple you can create sa mga nakasurround sa'yo, and the ripples they can create, may part ka doon. And that's what I would define legacy, yung totoong legacy. It's not yung may rebulto ka, may nakapangalan sa yung street. Hindi siya yung gano'n. Diba? Your legacy really is to impact mo sa people around. In fact, alam nyo ba, etong libro to, 2009 na-discover ko siya because of a stranger. Hindi ko man lang alam pangalan niya, hindi ko alam itsura niya. Sa FX, nakatabi ko siya. Pauwi na ako. Binabasa niya. As ako to, na nahihilo, kasi pag ibang tao nag-drive na hilo ko, kailangan ko tsumika. Ano po yan? Sabi ko sa inyo, matanong ako Sabi ko, ang ganda tong libro. Tapos kurento na niya. Binili ko agad. So imagine, because of a stranger. And that's the kind of legacy. It's about who you normally are on a daily basis and what you can do to impact other people. That's why we're still in this mission. So I hope that by continuing this mission, even with M.M.I, with your mission, we can create more Marks, diba? And
yes, and Nikki. And thank you so much for that, Nikki. Thank you for sharing that. Na medyo nakakaluha. Kasi honestly, we often get that from people na sinasabi nga nila na parang because of you guys, because of Laurus, because of M.M.I, because of the events that you're doing, my life has been changed. Siguro, yun nga, nakakatuwa lang that the universe put us in this position right now. And for that, I want to acknowledge Jerome because it all started with Jerome's vision talaga and his persistence to bring the Cash Flow 101 workshop here in the Philippines. And because of that, he met Bellum Tan. And because of Bellum Tan, ripple effect. Because of Bellum Tan, we met Success Resources. And also, because of the Cash Flow 101, Jerome, we met you. You met Jev, right?
yes.
And now we're part of this already. And
in fact, I'll give credit kay Bellum din. He's the one who implanted this whole thing, events, learning events to me. Kasi at the time, I'm like, basta I want to read books lang, get to know Rich Dad, yun lang, that's it. But he's the one who implanted the whole thing. And I remember, Nikki, you're saying yung legacy, yung mission. I learned that from Bellum din because lahat kami doon sa cash flow, we had to enroll to a program called Money and You. Have you heard yung Money and You program? Yeah. And one thing they teach there, which they always teach, is yung precession. It's a long story in precession, but it's simply the best example is yung B. Yung bee, their goal is to look for nectar, right? Na the goal ng bee is to look for nectar. So once they found yung flower, they move in, get the nectar, but accidentally, their hairy legs nag-stick yung mga pollen, right? So when they fly out, they didn't know they're pollinating the whole plant na. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's same thing as our goal is just to parang, sige, conduct cash flow, do M.M.I, do ganon. But we don't know yung effect. Kasi for bee, the mission is the mission is to get nectar.
Yeah.
But the purpose really is to pollinate, which the bee have no idea. Sometimes kasi it's better we don't know what's going on eh. Basta we focus on there. So, yun. So, that's what been taught. Kasi sa Rich Dad, I always teach that. Si Blair Singer, yung one Rich Dad advisor. Yeah, it's called Precession.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sorry.
Yes.
I just want to
Sige.
acknowledge also the mommy of Mark. Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, si Jones. Mama
Yes.
Jones.
Oo. Because if not because of her, 'di ba? Kung hindi niya dinadala si Mark kay Jerome while he was still young, none of this would happen. Right? So if there was
Yeah.
no Miss Jones, there won't be no Mark, there won't be Nikki, and all these 1,000 people that you guys are inspiring and influencing. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in fact, when we were starting sa cash flow, it was Jones, si Mark, who really helped us a lot. Because at that time, we're still like maliit pa lang just to grow. And they're already there helping us. And that's why when Mark was learning yung Forex, sabi niya, I wanna learn Forex. Sabi ko, sige, pag-aralan mo. Then after 1 year, he start making money. Ako naman sabi, sige Mark, turuan mo naman ako. So Mark's teaching me Forex naman at the time. Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, it's like learning from one another. It's a good community kasi yung ganun eh. It doesn't matter sino ka man. As long as you have that, I can learn from you. Yeah, so
Yeah.
give and take.
Ang
True.
ganda eh. Ang ganda
Yeah.
yung B para kasi, especially when it comes to influence, people always focus on how do I influence people. When sa totoo lang, you don't even have to try so hard. You just have to, mas inward not outward. You have to find like what's really important to you. The question I always ask, it comes in the form of what would you do if money isn't an issue? And if you follow that, just focus on that, focus on making yourself better every single day, magugulat ka na lang may nakasunod na sa'yo. And it's not because hinila mo sila to your mission, but because they were blinded by your own light. Na hindi mo naman sila dinadamay eh. Ikaw lang, magugulat ka na lang, ang dami na pala nila. And you catch one na who will really act on it, siya rin gagawa siya ng sarili niyang pila eh. And I think that's the magic. May nag-mention nga dito, connecting the dots, that you don't really realize that while you're on your way. But when you look back, that's when it gets clear na I can connect the many dots. Ang dami na palang nangyari, no? Can you imagine?
Yes.
Ang galing, no?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
also just
I like to
add,
touch din.
sorry.
Sige.
Just to add kasi, with what we're saying about influence, so many people, like for example, in our case, we talk to a lot of people, and usually when we ask them, why do you want to do this? Oh, because I want to help thousands or hundreds or how many people. I want to create a good impact to hundreds or thousands of people. And then, ako napapaisip ako, bakit hundreds agad? Bakit thousands agad? Why don't you just focus to at least one person?
Yes.
Just one person, even one person at a day. So, sa loob ng isang taon, you have impacted 300, how much? Ilan yun? 347 days ba tayo sa isang taon? Right? Or, di ba?
Yeah.
And this one person, can you just imagine if that person was able to influence another person? And sabi nga, di ba, Jerome, yung natutunan natin sa distribution business natin before, one person actually, we have 3,000 connections, but we're not aware of.
Yeah.
Usually, aware lang tayo dun sa yung pinaka nasa innermost.
First 200 to 300 by first name.
First 200 to 300 people. So can you just imagine, in your position right now, you have this knowledge in you, you have this experience with you. You read this book, and it enlightened you, empowered you, and you want to share it to people. Start with one person. Just talk to that person, because before you know it, this person is going to share it to another person. And it's going to create a ripple effect already. Before you know it, it just came from you, but thousands of people are already aware. Diba?
Yes.
But it all started with just one single person. So
Yeah.
rather than be overwhelmed, yun yung siguro yung nagiging siguro parang yun din, kung parang for most people, kaya natatakot na overwhelm sila kasi thousands agad, hundreds agad. Or even when you're selling insurance, you want to sell to hundreds, to thousands agad. Why not start with one person at a time?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah. Ang galing kasi parang, na-excite ako. Kasi, ang galing eh. Ako, this is how I define miracles. Parang for me, whatever you believe in, tawag mo, ano man tawag mo dyan, ako personally call him, it, her universe eh, para lang madali. Parang, I define miracles as, that way. Yung parang, akala mo, you're just doing your own normal thing, then you look back, dami ko na palang not touch. I didn't even know. And you were saying nga na, yun, like, how can I share this book, this knowledge to many people, like this one? I mean, this came from a stranger, someone I don't know, but that stranger could have chosen to ignore me, like, ba't niya ako nakausap? Ba't naman niya ako ganun? That's why, legacy is really about how you are day in and day out, and it doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as be kind to the person you're next to sa FX at sagutin mo yung tanong niya. Diba na, there's a book. And that simple gesture, and ang laki na nung nadala nun dahil lang dyan, through my own life and to the lives of people who are following me and reading my stuff. Kaya we have to be very, very careful with the kind of impact or the things that we do every day, because influence is two-way, diba? Hitler is also influential. So like, kung ano yung kung sino ka, even if you have 0 followers, it will only magnify who you already are if you have hundreds of thousands of them. So if your followers are people na negative, puro reklamo, ganyan, it's probably because you attracted them as well.
Yes.
Diba? Kasi kung ano yung mga pinuput mo out there, it's just a clear reflection of who you are. That's why I'm very, very, very proud. Shout out sa NFGs dyan. I'm very proud of my followers kasi when I look at them, these are people taking action. They are making massive changes. And I'm thanking, I can thank the many, many, many giants who let me sit on their shoulders. Yun yung lagi kong sinasabi, na nandito ako kasi ang daming tao na pinapasok ako sa bahay nila, ang daming tao na sinamahan akong kumain, ang daming tao na, they let me see and sit on their shoulders so that I can learn faster. It's really because of these many, many people why I can do what I can do. Kaya when people ask me, Nikki, paano ba yan nagagawa? Tapos sinasabi ko lang, wala, nagtanong lang ako, tapos sinagot lang nila ako. Kasi yun lang naman talaga. Really. So, the power of asking, and remember that your impact, no matter how small it is, it can create massive, massive ripples. Kaya be careful with how you treat the people around you. Yun.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I also want to add, earlier when we asked Nikki about yung being advantage ng being a multipreneur, and you mentioned about yung being a generalist. Since pero tayong bookish, you read yung book Range by David Epstein?
Not yet. Range. Isulat ko ngayon.
Okay, yeah. It's, may subtitle niya. It's How Generalists Triumph in the Specialized World, something like that. Yeah, so what you're talking about is really, kasi a generalist, which like you, they are the best problem solver. Because if you came from certain industry, meaning nandito ka ngayon, you get stuck with a problem. Being a generalist kasi, you can borrow other solution from other industry to help you solve your problem. And there are cases over cases. And also read an article, I think, last month lang yata Inc. magazine, about being generalist over specialist in. I'll post na lang dito sa thread yung link na yon. Kailangan ko lang hanapin. Yeah, it's true because right now it's really about generalists. Parang gone are the days with in that book Range. They explain the whole thing, like from Tiger Woods to sino yung chess player, yung bata, starting young. Bobby Fischer. Yeah, to
Yun ang Netflix yung naalala. Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, marami. They set an example. Yeah, of being mga generalist, especially mga entrepreneur na generalists. Yeah. So, yun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll post yung link nung, I think, Inc. magazine. I have to find it. Yeah, I think last month ko nabasa yun or somewhere.
Sige.
Yes.
So, right now, we want to apologize to everyone kasi sobrang dami pong comments na pumapasok and we cannot read them anymore. But we keep on showing your comments naman po and it's being projected. So we want to thank you. Please keep them coming. And also, once again, if you have special takeaways from the conversation so far, feel free to share them. And I want to be corrected, 365 days. Okay. Thank you so much for putting the number for me. I apologize. Biglang
Sis, yan ang
nawala.
nagagawa ng quarantine.
Yeah.
Ako rin, parang maraming araw na wala eh.
Honestly, no, nagulat na lang ako. End of March na pala. My gosh. Anyway, so, Nikki, are you ready? This is the part that is the most fun and the most
And
exciting.
scariest.
Oh no!
All right. This is what we call pop-up. All right. So for the NFG community, for the kulto of Nikki, parang okay, pero parang ang sarap ba sinabing kulto, no? Kasi you are such a very positive influence to people. So when you say kulto, hindi ko na-feel na parang ang bad, na may bad yung meaning niya.
May kambing.
Yeah, the kulto of Nikki. Maraming salamat for staying with us until this very moment. And ito na po yung part na pinakamasaya at pinaka-exciting for us here in Laurus Enterprises. And for Nikki and also for our online audience, please know guys that this part, totally unaware po si Nikki of the words or the questions that I am going to ask her. The reason for that is that because we really want to pick up something and we want to make sure that this is going to be fun and authentic also for you guys and especially for Nikki as well. So before I proceed, I just want to say hi to some of the people watching us from the watch parties. We have Miss Aurora watching from Bulacan. Of course, my sister from another, Mother Chatty. There are several yung mga regulars po namin dito. Lolit, thank you so much for staying with us. Sir Jun Kabusay, maraming salamat sa inyo guys. Yan. Hindi na po namin mabasa yung mga comments ninyo but we are so kilig at this very moment because of the positive and also all this love that we are getting from you guys. So once again, Nikki, I want to ask you, are you ready for the pop-up? We forget. Right. So this pop-up section, the reason that it was called pop-up because for the words or the statement or the question that I'm going to ask you, anything that first pops into your mind. All right. You just have to say it. No explanation, no assessment. All right.
I can't defend myself. Sige, G.
But may disclaimer tayo, Nikki. Kasi dahil ako yung host, if ever you said something that triggers my curiosity, I can ask. Okay.
Okay. Game.
All right. So now we are ready for our pop-up and for our online audience. If you want to join us, please do so in the comment section. Just type the word or the number that you are responding to and tapos kung ano po yung sagot ninyo. And then later on, let's see po kung kaya natin pong ma-share to everybody. Okay. So Nikki, here's your first pop-up question. Oh, I love this. Who is your celebrity crush?
Wala. Oh my gosh. Gong Yu. Oh my God.
Gong Yu. Siya ba yung sa ano?
Goblin.
Ang dami nagkaka-crush talaga sa kanya, no?
Selo si Mark dyan Just.
Oh, why?
Hindi naman, parang nag-ano lang siya. One time, kasi long hair si Mark, diba? Nagpagupit siya, sabi na ginagaya mo si Gong Yu.
Mark, you can defend yourself in the comment section. Ginagaya mo ba talaga si Gong Yu ng moment na yun? Second question for you, Nikki. What do you consider your greatest strength?
Strength? Yeah. I can make complex things super duper simple. That's one.
Wow, that's so nice. I love that. How many pair of shoes do you have?
Oh, I don't know. I have many, but I only use like 4.
Really? As in, top 4 favorites, parang ganyan. Pero
Lahat
ano ka ba?
ng
Are you a bag or a shoes person?
neither. Hindi ako collector ng ganun eh. Iba yung kinokolekta ko. Hindi ako fashion.
Ano
Mm-mm.
kino-collect mo? Art.
Paintings, artworks, yes.
I see. At least no, nag-ano yun eh, tumataas yung value.
Yes.
Yes. So what's your favorite type of foreign food? Kasi you love to travel eh.
Yes, Japanese, of course. Always.
Sarap naman kasi talaga ng Japanese. Tsaka there's art in their cuisine eh.
Yes.
'Di ba? Yan. Okay, next question. Who would you want to be stranded with on a deserted island?
Si Mark. Yan, pag si Mark ang kasama ko sa deserted island, magiging BGC yan. Sure ba?
BGC.
Magde-develop yan, mag-evolve yan. Basta kami ni Mark yung magkasama, we can make something from nothing.
Like
really trust
BGC
in
the port.
Yes, sobrang I trust in our partnership. We can definitely do something with that island.
Wow, that's so beautiful. I love that. If you can choose to do anything for a day, pero you're actually you really have the options in your hand. Sige.
Yes.
So, in a day, and if you can choose, what would be the activity you want to do?
If pwede na, go back to traveling. Kung ito pa rin tayo, nag-a-anime lang ako. Attack on Titan. Kakatapos lang ng favorite ko rin today. So, yeah, mag-a-anime lang ako the whole day.
What would be the first country kung sakasakali na pag open na yung borders?
Japan, always. I can go back to Japan every month. Hindi ako magsasawa.
Sarap. I love that. Okay. What makes you happy on a daily basis other than Mark?
My plants. No, really. Bawal mag-explain, no?
Sige, go ahead. I'm a plantita.
Yeah, I noticed because I watched the other episodes. Napansin ko, nag-iiba yung plant niya. Sa likod. Diba? I know, pinapaarawan mo yung isa, no? Kasi right now, I arrived at a place where I can find joy in literally anything and everything. And I take my time to be thankful for these, alam mo yun, yung mga ordinary things at the end of our journey. Sila naman yung extraordinary talaga. So, try ko talagang tandaan yun. Ayoko silang makalimutan. So, I spend my time outside with my plants. And then I watch the sunset. Yun, definitely the sunset makes me happy every single day. And I'm just like, when I see the sunset, thank you Lord ako. Sobra.
Wow. Oo. Honestly, tapos nagkakape ka lang. Parang you're just in that moment, no? Tapos pababa yung araw. Ang sarap ng moment na napaka-calm. I totally relate with you.
Ayan, may nagsabi din, totoo yan. You know what? I'm a rock collector. Yung mga ganito, really? Yung mga, pinakita ko na talaga, yung mga crystal. Oo, I collect them. Pero like, I don't collect them because of the rock itself. It fascinates me na, this has been here before us. Millions of years. So, na-amaze lang ako sa ganong thought. Yeah,
so, medyo expensive yan. Medyo expensive yung mga bato mo.
Oo, yung iba, may mga kaka-arrive nga lang today ito.
Ang ganda!
Grabe, di ba? So, I collect, ang dami na talaga.
That's nice. Ang ganda ng collection mo. Paintings and rocks.
Yes.
You rock. And because of that, what would you sing at a karaoke night?
Karaoke. Ay, nakakahiya. Yung mga kinakanta ko sa karaoke, inuubos ko lahat ng Disney songs. So, alam na.
Like, sample.
Do you wanna build a snowman? Disney talaga. Disney. Ako yan.
Ang cute. Ang ganda. Next question. What is the one thing that people do not know about Nikki?
I am obsessed with metal rock music. Heavy rock.
Heavy
when
rock?
I need to focus, heavy rock ako.
Really?
Yeah, hindi halata.
Focus? Wow!
Kailangan maingay siya. For me, ganun.
Hindi naman, ano ba yung term doon? parang ang opposite lang. Halimbawa kasi most of the people that I know, and ako, even ako, included ako, when I'm doing something and I really want to concentrate and have a good result on it, I would play Mozart on the background.
Yeah.
Yes, parang pag hindi ako naka-Mozart, parang I find my solace and also my parang pumapasok talaga yung creative juices in me pag naka-Mozart ako. Pero pag maingay, parang naguguluhan ako.
Yeah. Ako baliktad. Kailangan
Kaya
may
nga.
isip daw.
Fascinating ha.
Labo, no?
So, Nikki is a rock collector. At the same time, she enrolls heavy rock music.
Yes.
Metallic rock.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, last question for you, Nikki. How would you describe yourself in one word?
Lucky. I always say that. I'm
Rocky? Lucky. Ah, lucky.
Pwede rin Rocky. Lucky.
Lucky na lucky.
I'm super lucky. As in. I explain ko ba?
Yes, go ahead. Please.
I'm super lucky. Sabi ko nga dito sa team ko, no? Parang guys, sorry, pero ako yung favorite ni Universe. Kasi sabi.
Yes.
No, because I think it's my most powerful, abundant mindset. To believe that you're lucky, to believe na whenever I ask for something, it's ready out there, na handa na siya, kukunin ko na lang. Alam mo yun, yung moment sa grabe, swerte ko naman, mapapa-favorite ka talaga ni Universe eh. And it always happens to me. And I don't think it's because I'm just, it's because of luck lang talaga. I think it comes from that belief eh. It stems from that belief na everything is already prepared and I am willing to surrender what I cannot control. So-surrender ko sa universe because I know that you have a bigger plan for me. So, ang nangyayari, every time dumadating sila, I feel so lucky. Kaya sinasabi ko talaga, ang swerte ko because every time I ask for something, sure ball, garantisado, darating yan. I don't know when, pero sigurado darating yan. And every single time, if I say, universe, pahingin naman ganito, pwedeng mga in 1 month, darating siya in 1 day, in 2 days. And yun nga, it's not because of luck, it's because you're willing to surrender, yung mga things na hindi mo na kaya i-control, i-surrender mo na lang. And
knowing that you have an abundant universe.
Yes, ibibigay talaga sa
abundant and generous, yes. We actually pareho tayo ng paniniwala na lagi ko rin sinasabi yan na I'm the luckiest person and I am a magnificent and beautiful creation of the universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah. So that's for you. See? Simple lang.
Masaya naman. Natakot ako sa
Pero I love what you shared there. And also, Japan. Sana we can all go back by this year or next year, hopefully. Yung pinaka-test natin. So, we're actually running for 1 hour, 54 minutes na, Nikki. Are you still good?
Oo naman, naramdaman niyo ba yon? I want to see din sa comments. I read your comments,
Hindi.
guys. Ha?
May nag-comment ka kanina kasi nasa 1 hour mark na tayo yata nung time na yon. Sabi niya ganun, mag-1 hour na pala, grabe, hindi ko man lang nararamdaman. Hindi rin po namin nararamdaman, guys, dito. Sobrang nag-enjoy lang kami with this conversation with Nikki. So, Nikki, another question that I would have for you is that about your book. Kasi you have just released your book. Jerome, you have a copy of Nikki's book,
Yes.
right? Yan. How to YOLO wisely. What inspired you to write that book? And if ever, who would you recommend it to?
Well, how to YOLO wisely, this was inspired by a specific person who is watching right now. Hello, Wana. Si Wana lagi niyang sasabihin, I'm Nikki's #1 fan. Tapos aawayin ka niya kapag kinuha mo yung role na yun.
Hi, Wana. You're Nikki's #1 fan. Huwag mo kami awayin.
Yeah. I wanna be #1.
Naku, lagot ka. Si Wana kasi one day it wasn't really meant to become a book, one day she sent me a long letter that really inspired the book. And ang plano ko lang talaga was to give it out for free as an ebook. And I did. parang ito kasi siya right now. So half niyan, mga ganito lang kakapal nun yung ebook. Siguro if printed out. Tapos wala pa yung illustrations. Nagulat na lang ako a few months later, pag check ko, more than 100,000 downloads na. Tapos hindi ko maintindihan. And people were sending me messages about how it's life-changing, gulat na gulat ako. Sabi ko, maybe this is a sign na that we have to have it printed already. And that's when we decided to expand it further and to add in the illustrations and to have it printed. It's just crazy. And right now nga, we're all sold out. Wala na, kailangan namin mag-produce ulit. Ganun na siya. Oo. And nakailang run na kami ng pagbibenta, sold out na siya. But really, other than Wana, it is inspired by the mission. How to YOLO wisely. I made the book because naiinis ako. Hindi. I'll just say it. Nabibisit ako. Pag nakakita ko online ng mga travel ka ng travel, wala ka namang insurance. Yung mga ganon. Or like, ang dami ng Starbucks, wala ka namang ipon. And it makes me ask, like, can't I really have both? I mean, una, ang pangit na nga ng teaching about money dito sa Pilipinas kasi wala na nga siya sa curriculum natin. Number 2, you make people guilty pa because of their happy practices. Parang people will not learn about money because of that. And that's what I think is kulang when it comes to teaching money. You know, we understand saving, spending, and investing. But the one thing that's super duper essential and crucial that people keep on forgetting about money na sobrang malaman nakalagay dito is that money is energy. Money is emotional. We attach our beliefs na iba-iba kasi iba-iba ang the way, ang environment natin while we were growing up. Iba-iba yung pagturo sa atin tungkol sa pera, di ba? Sabi nga nila, money is the root of all evil. Or yung naririnig natin lagi, yung hindi ko tinatay ang pera. Ako yun ang narinig ng bata. Hindi na pupulot ang pera sa puno. Di ba? And these are ingrained beliefs na malaki yung epekto sa atin when we manage our money. And if you simply teach people how to save, invest, and spend, hindi yun nagsistick with them. Kasi nga, meron tayong innate beliefs na kailangan nating harapin. Again, ginagawa na naman natin yung band-aid solution, hindi yung root cause. And that was really the inspiration for this na parang sabi ko, someone needs to talk about this. This is for PH setting talaga eh. Hindi to maintindihan masyado kapag wala ka sa Pilipinas. Pero English to. And sabi ko, kailangan na talaga magsimula na if we can. So that's where the book came from. It's, you know, it's kind of like, let's talk about savings, di ba? To someone na ang savings ay 100,000 pesos, pwedeng okay na siya doon. But to someone else, pwedeng wala pa siyang peace of mind. So, 100,000 pesos. Paano yun? Parehas lang naman 100K. Kasi nga, magkaiba nga sila ng beliefs around money. And this is also something that you will learn a lot in M.M.I. Kasi sa M.M.I, forced kaharapin yung beliefs na yan eh. Wala kang choice. Harapin mo yan, bawal kang tumakbo, di ba? You can't be avoided with these, traumas or past life events that really, talagang hardened yung how you see money emotionally, di ba? Kaya very, very helpful yung M.M.I then with that if you wanna focus on that. So that's why. Now, para saan to? This is for anyone and everyone na emotionally sabog sa pera. How would you know that you are emotionally sabog sa pera? If na-experience mo na yung kapag pecha de peligro na ay kinakabahan ka na. Yun. Tsaka yung bakit even if you have a lot of money, parang you feel like, ba't parang kulang pa rin? Parang I need more? Saan nanggagaling yung need na yun? Or if you feel like your current definition of success, or the definition of success that was taught to you ay hindi aligned sa values mo, this is the book for you so that you can align them all. Yun. I hope you like the book.
Pahiram ako, Jerome, pag natapos mo na.
Sige, actually, in fairness, I'm gonna do a quick book review lang since I finished the book na. Actually, it's a very well-written book. It's a very well-written book. Mabilis ako magbasa eh. Actually, nakita ko rin one of your video about books. Mabilis ka rin pa sa just get the, yung essence. Yeah, just like what Seth Godin was saying din, 80-20 rule, 20% lang talaga yung mga what you need in a book. So it's a very well written book, especially for those people like what Nikki said, parang you have no direction kasi this book gives you yung money mountain ba tawag mo dito? Yung seven, yeah. So those things, starting from yung having a foundation, which I like what you do doon sa foundation because you include in the word value, which earlier you're saying. And the way she did doon sa book, yung value, parang ginawa na niya para sa'yo. She's written down na maraming values. You just have to pick. You don't even have to think. Just pick anong values doon. If it's aligned, you know, whether you're gonna do this or not, at least yun. From there up to having yung legacy sa level 7 ba yun? Yun.
Yeah.
She also introduced yung 6 money jar, which is very nice. But one thing I love, what you mentioned kanina, you said you describe yourself as lucky. Okay, and how you with that belief kasi everything starts falling in line, being lucky, right? And in that book, she also explained that yung tinatawag na RAS, Reticular Activation System. Yeah. So it's actually all here. Gosh, Nikki, ang ganda ng book. Okay?
Oh,
Kasi
thank
especially for someone who's right now yung parang out of job, don't know what to do, you know, this after pandemic, once we go back to yung normal thing, this book really is for you because it sets you a plan. That's the most important thing. Kasi before you do something else, like parang, you know, never set sail as a boat, never set sail without a destination. And this book will give you a good destination, yung 7 steps up to having a legacy. Yes.
Oh my
A very
gosh.
well written book.
Congrats!
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that means a lot to me. Alam niyo, gina-joke ko nga si Mark kanina. Sabi ko, alam mo, nagsiselos ako doon sa mga mentors mo kasi grabe mo sila i-rave. Ba't ako hindi mo ako ni-rave ng ganyan? Sabi ko sa kanya ang gano'n. Kasi kanina, he was like, sabi na, si Sir Jerome, ganyan. So it really means a lot to me. So I can tell him, oh Mark, nagustuhan niya.
Yes, super. Kasi parang everything's in here you need to know about yung creating a plan for yourself Which is I think very very important for a person itself. What you're saying yung parang nabibuisit ka kasi parang yun educational system natin dito. But she gave the answer here. Okay? The answer is all here. Just this book so simple lang, easy to understand. And I really love yung value because I started there din sa value Once it align kasi whatever you're doing, my gosh, parang unstoppable ka.
Yeah.
Kasi normally, it's you stop yourself because yung value mo rin will stop you But once you congruent, boom, diretso.
That's
Yun.
so
So in 7 step, the money mountain ba? You call it money mountain?
Yes. So, Nikki, for those who wants to get a copy of the book, how can they have it?
Okay, the book right now, you can buy
Sold
it
out.
online lang, pero sold out. So, we will, you can buy it through LA-NFG-Publishing.com. Or you can just find on Facebook, Nomad Finance Girls and Guys. Sandun din lahat. We have distributors there. But right now, sold out talaga. The distributors might release on the 2nd week or 3rd week of April. Abangan nyo na lang yun. Pero sigurado ako, guys, sinasabi ko na naman sa inyo, favorite ako ni Universe, swerte ako, mauubusan naman yan. Sigurado na yun.
So, paunahan na lang.
Unahan.
Oh, but by the way, her book comes in a box with a pouch with a lot of stickers and mga bookmark ba?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yung second printing mo ba will be the same? Sabi ko, ang costly may box,
Yes.
super ganda. Or
Meron pa
yung
rin.
book lang? Meron pa nun. Okay.
Meron din yung book lang, meron yung ganong set. So, diba?
Okay.
Yes.
Ang ganda ng pouch, sis, magugustuhan mo, purple. Almost purple na blue.
Scandalous.
Alright. So thank you for sharing your book and thank you for the quick review, Jerome. So now we are actually 2 hours, 4 minutes into the conversation. And before we end this, Nikki, please allow us muna to introduce to our online audience some of the events of Laurus Enterprises. All right. So if this is the first time for you guys to encounter Laurus Enterprises through this Manifest Master Inspire, we want to welcome you once again and invite you to like and follow our page. That's Laurus Enterprises, LAURUS, or you can just type in at Laurus PH. And we are an events organizing company here in the Philippines. We are doing live events actually, but because of this pandemic, we have transitioned to the online events, and because of that, we have some programs or events that we are selling right now, or that we want to invite you to be part of. First off is the ano ba? Later na pala yung ano, Sheila, I want to share to you Unleash the Power Within Virtual. So, this is by the world's number one strategist. His name is Tony Robbins. So this event, we attended this in 2018 in Singapore for the live. But then since last year, Tony has transitioned to the virtual. And this one is a live 360 interactive experience. What do we mean by that? As you attend the event, you will be able to interact with Tony and all the participants from the world. The last time we attended this, October 2020 po, there were about 10,000 participants all in all. And it's happening again, once again, this coming June 3 to 6. All right. And another event that we have is the OFCON virtual event. So this one, we have created this together with the online Filipino founders, namely CJ Cajoles and Simon. And Simon is actually one of the speakers that we are bringing you. So if you are a freelancer, this event is for you. We will help you grow your freelancing business and create your own economy, which is actually very important because right now that we are in this pandemic, learning how to create your own economy is actually very, very important. This is happening on May 15 to 16, 2021 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are going to put in, or we are putting in the comment section right now, yung mga links po natin dun sa mga events na na-mention ko. We have the UPW Virtual and the OFCON 2021. Another event that we have, and somebody asked this a while ago, is there magkakaroon na po ba ng Millionaire Mind? Good news, yes, we are going to have Millionaire Mind online. And we have scheduled this on April 17 to 18. And this is going to be, the trainer is none other than the author of The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and also the creator of the program himself, Mr. T. Harv Eker. So kindly follow Laurus Enterprises for more info regarding this. We are just waiting lang po for the green light so that we can really promote this and start sending out information, especially to those who bought the tickets for the supposedly live event last year po. Just stay with us and then we will be contacting you guys so that you can learn more about the Millionaire Mind Online. That's something that you have to look forward to because T. Harv Eker, he has already retired for the longest time. But because we have transitioned to the online or to the virtual world po, he is going to do one Millionaire Mind Online, and that is happening on April. So that's something that you have to watch out for. Another event that we want you to check in is the Mind Valley All Access. We are so proud and happy to inform you that Laurus Enterprises, yours truly, we are the partner of Mind Valley here in the Philippines. And because of that, we are offering the Mind Valley All Access, which is a 1-year subscription. Through here, just 10 to 20 minutes a day po, you can already learn from 30 plus trainers and speakers of the Mind Valley, led by the one and only Vishen Lakiani. Also, some of the people that you can learn from, Jim Quick, Marisa Peer, Ken Honda, Lisa Nichols, and so many more. Please, we are going to put it in the comment section also if you want to know more about this Mind Valley All Access. And the best thing about this is when you enroll for the Mind Valley All Access, only through Laurus Enterprises, you can get a very special discount. Yes, you can get a very special discount if you enroll to Laurus Enterprises. So that's something that you might want to check out. And also, shameless plug, guys, I have just started my own page and it's called Joanna Marie. So if you want to connect with me, please look for Joanna Marie. So on that page, we are going to talk about so much, anything under the sun. We are going to talk about business, leadership, habits, mindsets, all these things that we are discussing now with Nikki, fashion, travels, lahat. lahat po ng pwede natin pag-usapan, inspiration, empowerment, pag-uusapan po natin dito sa page ko. So I'm so looking forward to connect with all of you guys. Yan, thank you so much. Yes, Jerome?
Yes. Oh. Pinopost ko yung link. Yun earlier I mentioned yung journalist over specialist. Actually from cnbc.com pala by Harvard lecturer. Yeah, so I'm just post di pa tapos. Yun. Okay. For M.I.
Last part na tayo. So,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, gosh, ang bilis ng oras. More than 2 hours na pala. So this concludes our episode and hope you learned a lot. So stay tuned for next week.
Jerome, parting message from Nikki muna. And also,
Wala ko.
what
Okay.
would be your last message to everybody watching us right now? Kasi I believe lahat ng mga tao na nandito. Yeah, another thing. Thank you, Angie. We are also on Laika, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So you can follow Laurus Enterprises po on those platforms. If you are on those platforms, please connect with us. Yeah. So Nikki, all of these people, I believe, are your followers already. But there are some that first time ka rin nilang marinig, right? So, what would be your parting message to everybody? And at the same time, for those first time to hear you, where can they follow you? Or if they want to connect with you, how can they get connected with you?
Okay. So if you haven't followed me yet on Facebook, I am fb.com/Nomad Finance Girl. On Instagram, it's at LA-NFG. If you need to send me a message, nako, ang dami kasing messages in a day, but someone will assist you and pinifilter na yun for me, and I try to reply to all of the messages every week whenever I can. But right now, may utang pa akong 100 plus messages. Sagutin ko na yan this weekend para masagot ko na rin kayo. Kaya follow nyo kayo. Also, please join my group. It's quite new. We only opened it, wala pang 2 months, but right now, more than 5,000 na tayo sa community. And the people there are so active. So if you love the discussion earlier, imagine you having that on a daily basis. And every week, we also have something like this, but it's exclusive to those who are in the group. I call it 1M Club. And ang giniguess ko doon ay mga NFG followers who already passed the 1M mark. And yun, para we learn from these people, and free naman lahat yan. Also, guys, para reminder lang sa acne, yung alam ko na yan, ito na yung opportunity nyo. Lahat ng present kanina ni Miss Joanna, no? Go! T. Harv Eker, si Tony Robbins. Also, I'm a huge fan. I am a product of Mind Valley. I have the all-access pass, actually. Pero, mas makakatipid pala ako pag dumaan ako sa inyo. So, ang laking balik sa akin ng Mind Valley. And all of the mentors that they shared earlier, Ken Honda is my favorite, Marisa Peer. We were talking about money beliefs earlier, di ba? I also graduated from Marisa Peer's class, Life Changing. So if you wanna face your money traumas, yung dalawang yan, Marisa Peer tsaka Ken Honda, kumuha na kayo ng all-access pass. Mas mura kasi yung all-access, makukuhain mo lahat ng course. Di ba?
Yes,
kasi
and discounted pa pag Laurus.
Yes, discounted pa. Kasi imbes na course, mas mahal. So, ang daming courses sa loob. Meron ding course doon si Robin Sharma, whom I love. Diba? So, marami yan. Pasok kayo dyan. And I guess my parting message would be very, very simple. Wag kayo mayabang. Okay? I always try to remind myself that then, like, stay grounded. The people that you will learn from, they're from everywhere. Hindi nyo kailangan maghanap ng expert para makita ng mentor. Okay? Someone like, someone from church can be your mentor. Someone na ka-chat mo lang can be your mentor. Your parents are definitely your first mentors. Diba? So, be very, very careful with the people that you surround yourself with. Kasi malaking factor yan, because these are the people that you will listen to day in and day out. And please filter the things that you get. Hindi lahat kailangan yung pakinggan. Okay? 20-80 lang talaga. So, piliin nyo lang yung pinaka-essential. Also, lastly, I hope sa marami namin pinag-usapan tonight, you remember how we discuss what legacy truly is. Legacy is not about leaving yung name mo na maaalala ng sobrang daming tao. Because some of the people na pinakamalaki yung legacy, sila yung pag sa burol nila, konti lang yung pumupunta. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nun ay maliit yung impact nila. Legacy is all about what you do day in and day out, how you act to other people, how you treat other people, were you kind in the time na it was hard to be kind. So you have to remember that. So be careful with the kind of energy that you put out there, because definitely you will leave a mark sa mga tao na nakapaligid sa'yo. So we have to be very careful. So I hope you guys create a massive legacy that comes from light and love and kindness all the time. And join M.M.I. Maraming salamat. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Nikki. That is such a beautiful parting message. And if I may, guys, I've written down some of the learnings that I got from this whole conversation. 3 pages, Nikki.
Wow.
Yeah. So, pasensya na po. I'm just going to share a few or yung parang pinaka-importante for me. But everything that I've written down, ito po yung mga tumatak po ng husto sa akin. And let me know in the comment section if you also got the same takeaway. First and foremost, one of the things that I learned from this whole conversation is that do not be afraid to ask. Your mentors are just everywhere. Environment plays a huge role. Environment plays a huge role in our success. The more you know, the more you understand that you don't know. Even if you feel that you already know everything, when you feel that you already know everything, ikaw din yung mawawalan. If you come to a point that you feel you know it all, that would be the start of your downfall. Napaka-importante po nun. Also, in terms of love life, if you're looking for somebody or you're in a relationship right now, always remember that your partner plays a big role in your success. Look for someone who will walk right beside you. Do not look for somebody who's going to complete you, because you should be complete in the very first place before coming into the relationship. Rather, be with someone who's going to complement you. Okay. Another thing, if you cannot promote yourself, no one will promote you. That's a really, really huge realization or huge learning that we all got from Nikki tonight. And remember that your impact, no matter how small, can create big ripples. And lastly, always remember that money is energy, money is emotional. Yun. Thank you so much, Nikki. I really learned so much from you tonight. And for all our viewers, we apologize kung hindi na po namin kayo maisa-isa, because truly sobrang na-overwhelm po kami out of happiness from all that the comments that you are putting in, for showing us this kind of support, and for the love that you are giving to, of course, especially to our guest tonight, to Miss Nikki Jurado. And Mark, maraming salamat for staying. And Nikki, you are so amazing. No wonder you have this kind of following in you, because you are just so authentic and you are flowing. You are full of essence. Grabe, sobrang 29 years old ka lang, 42 years old ako. But I believe parang yung what you have in your belt, parang triple pa or doble ng kung ano yung meron ako. And I am just so fortunate to have this opportunity to have this conversation with you. Jerome?
Thank you.
Yes.
So
Well,
much.
thank you again, Nikki. No, you're really inspiring, especially things you have shared tonight. It just really show everything's possible. If you really make a decision to be great. Yun. So in closing, we hope that you got empowered tonight, just as we do in our tonight's conversation, and we're gonna invite you to join us again for next Wednesday for a new episode ng Manifest Master Inspire on April 7, which we're gonna have Master JP Veneracion.
Sure.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes. So looking forward to that. Yun.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much, Nikki, and thank you so much,
you.
everyone. Stay
Thank you.
tuned for our next episode. God bless you. Enjoy your Holy
Thank you.
Week. This is
Kain
your
na.
time to reflect and contemplate. And kain na. Yes, dinner time. Bye.
Bye-bye. Salamat.
Bye.